Phone. Hello. Okay, good. My mic wasn't working then. Didn't know why. Got a bit worried, but it's fine. We're okay. Bear with me. Right, Nongshim versus Talon. But first, what should I want to do first? Hello. Oh, first I actually wanted to... I'll VOD review Paper X later, I think. First I wanted to... Because I think I want to do a video on this. I'll just run through the rounds.
We're seeing it. There's an early little contestation
So let's
going
just see,
on.
right?
Obviously can be the piece of bait at the end of the stick.
In my head, the way this game went was a lot of
so G2 are just trying to put up a couple of walls.
C pressure, just constant C pressure. Just
Energy
keep
is a
running
team
C.
that always plays real times going for early looks with it makes his slow style a little tough as Energy go for their own reclear on mounds here.
And it looks like they're getting set up to go for a C exec, although NRG with a minute on the clock, normally pretty happy to pump the brakes at spots like this. You saw that Jogomo tapped the door right before he teleported out, but that didn't really threaten too much because Finesse was watching it, and now Finesse regroups and it does look like we're going to end C.
Talon with the
So they just do a C
exit.
exec, basically. We
We
go C, we reclear C, we end C.
To try and play the retake into this.
And they try for this little
Very
push.
slow, very
refight. Oh wait, this could be explosive right now. They want to try and fight
G2 are more than ready for it.
It's a refight. Oh wait, this could be explosive right now. They want to try and fight this one straight into the maw. G2. Man, like
The thing is,
Joe wins the round. Next round.
working in a
Someone tell me
phase
if the
degree,
game
they're
is
gonna be
starting.
meeting
Yeah, this is for a
around
video.
the Trent, it's close quarters now.
the guns.
This is where we see the strategy come out from NRG, I'm telling you. This is what it was all about. Where did that happen?
Finesse?
That was B main.
I mean, he's just
B-main.
running down.
Yeah.
Diff and Valen in the 1v1. Didn't expect to see that
I've
from
always
him.
been wrong.
So round 3.
Statement to make. But this is good by G2.
We go C.
Re-exploration. They're going to contact up
We get a
through as well.
first
Might
kill.
need to catch
FNS ends up dying, I remember this one.
Actually, Jog is not going to clear this.
They open the door. Again, it's nice by G2, right? They open the door as Joe comes around the
All the
corner.
way up, and here's that ult that's been built up prior. Quick exchange of the weapons, and now we're going to see it. Dimensional drift. See what info we can get on top of all of it. It's going to be that fault line. You can see
push
it. He's
CT.
waiting for it. Like a
They don't
heat-seeking
plant for
missile.
it, though.
He's looking for the right target.
Why don't they
Pops
plant
it in
for it?
through the back of the site, vulnerable. But up, stunned up. Not a chance in hell for Ethan. The rest of his team, NRG, have got a decent foothold for now, though, towards the back of the site. They're going to look to try and push this one back fully for the bonus round of G2. They're looking for Tuck to isolate. And Jonah P.
For so
And they end up losing.
Outlays. So
This could be deadly. Sleeve Outlaw in hand. Sir. To the right. Now,
the line.
shot.
Rounds.
all right.
Towards a rubble. Relatively alone. There's no pincer maneuvers happen. Leave.
Is this the round that they win?
As soon as they spotted an opening, they
Oh no,
pounced.
they lose this one as well, don't they?
Get any sort of space and semblance of it. They've been gifted and squeezed side. Isolated. Precision is necessary, and Leaf has been cleaned. Find themselves.
I remember this one.
Really good pace on that hit from NRG. As soon
Someone
as
ends
they
up
spotted an
dying
opening,
here,
they
Omen
pounced.
TPing.
Leaf was not allowed any moment to thrive, but what's going on there?
Someone's been cleaned up.
It feels like G2 have got an opening back into the round.
So 3v3, they're waiting for the right timings onto this one. Door's going to be open and wide at a moment's notice, and there it is. Paranoia sweeps forwards, fully blinded up as well. There's a return of the fire. NRG doing anything to stem the bleeding, anything to survive here.
You know, I mean,
Bro.
so they didn't get
So,
there yet. And this is Energy's map pick, Bren.
Does connect. A lot of damage done to Valen. No kill, though, to be found.
bit of a bait
Okay,
and
so
switch
again
kind
they
of setup, but they don't end
send
up
some
going
C
into Valor.
pressure.
Seeing all that util, I think Energy believe that G2's put a lot of resources into the C fight, but
No way.
that's just spam.
I mean, it's pure instinctual, no? Yeah, a bit of spam onto the corner, maybe aware that he'd already crossed in here in that TP, and this is NRG just being picked at 2 pieces across the map.
Look, I mean, there's just nothing
One
about
piece
this,
of
is
idea
there?
that they might have had.
It's
Also
just
just
what
played
it's.
very direct.
This
I
is
mean, Manu was just trying
Scooby-Doo.
to find an individual timing there. It wasn't really based off a wider game plan. I don't
Every,
think.
yeah, just everyone individual time.
Armageddon to try and push these players straight into the fight and fray, but there's a tight corner and a gap to play in. Weaving in and out, back and forth. Trent calling for a bit of help. That's Jorgamo with a dinner round.
Instinct of ult, breach ult. The train keeps rolling for G2.
They're going to try and disrespect this mound hold. Dogamo is really just a lightning rod for all this utility. Ton of it being pulled out of NRG just to try and take the first section of C, get access to the orb, I suppose.
And have a look at how much information Leaf is getting over towards A. He's just jiggling in front of his own wall, has full info down this spot. So they don't need to be worried about it at all, right? The whole of G2 can stack defensive players towards C.
So they seem
towards
very
B.
obsessed with this idea of
When you've
taking
heard
them
that much
out.
noise on C, and you know that B is a likely end for a lot of these eco rounds, I think they're feeling pretty here about the
Sound
defensive
they're trying to
setup.
come
The
back.
drone just saw a player rotating back towards A. That'll pull Trent over.
You can hear it. Drone clears most of the way as well through out into rubble. Just a slight delay with a snake bite, but NRG are not biting. Going to meander their way back over towards C mound. Looks
Why is Ethan in B
the
though?
dimensional drift is going to be used for a bit of re-clearing information into the mid round here for G2. They're going to realize pretty quickly now this is landing over towards C here in all this util, but they're perfectly happy to play the retake on top of it.
5v5 C retake. This is one of the best cases for Stingers.
Salvos, fault lines, all going to be coming out here. NRG needs a little bit extra. I think you can see that gearing up for a
My
fight
shit is
towards
lagging so
Waterfall.
much?
They wanna
No,
try
I think
and
that'll be you.
push past.
I'm not dropping
Lines of
any
scrimmage,
frame.
see what they can get here with util held out into the hands. Stuns flying forwards, and really to the dismay of NRG, they're just unable to really carve out
B.
any sort of path. There's 8 seconds remaining. Spikes in his hands, Brook. He needs a bit more where that came from. 2.
Time!
Still time has ran away entirely.
Quite like they did hit each ultimate, right? Everywhere to cover NRG.
Another C fight though.
Yeah, they haven't actually found a way past this one. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Jorgamo! Yeah, stunned up and
Okay,
suppressed
they
from the
finally
There's no
win.
escaping that one. They finally found a solution to try and navigate what G2 have been doing at the beginning of every single round. Amada barely alive himself, one away from the ult. We're going to see it immediately. Steel guard and sweeping his way across the site. It's going to give it open access, at least if NRG choose to commit. In through eventually, satcheling forwards. Mada wants to gain some ground for the rest of his team, but there's a deep flank already occurring. Leaf on the back line, Armageddon to try and push them back and away to buy a bit of extra
They
time.
win
for
literally
players to get
because
in.
FNS
has not been spotted and has not
doesn't
been
get cleared there.
To tie it
If
into the
FNS
pace of
gets
this
cleared,
IGL.
they probably lose.
Done a lot to try and stop whatever could be occurring.
Yeah, feels way too late, and here G2 looking like they might want to go for a re-clear. Do NRG read this?
Yeah, set up. Jordan's got a flash being held. There it is. It's a fault line and a paranoia. Showstopper! You're
He can't
blind
see
as
a
anything! Yeah, Mada! You had no choice but to let loose of it, but he's
Are we
just
on
ended up
the
dying anyway.
Talon game?
Waiting and walking all the way in. Finesse is alone on a bloody island. The rest of his team not
What the
blowing up
fuck are
behind
they
it and
doing?
spam through B main. Preemptive here by G2. They know what was following up, and Finesse has already taken up all that space. Quick jump spot. And they know that they can give this one.
조용해라 VAR 판독 VAR 판독 아 뭐야 속해
손에 땀 나는데 이거? 아 무슨
긴장돼 아
그만 맞아 그만. 할 때 시작할 때 속이.
유다 가자 여기 가자
여기. 나 진짜 봐라.
날 죽이면 돼
야 욕실 부담하면 어떡해?
무비라 그렇게 날렵하진 않은데? 에바야 너무 묵직한데? 아 좋았다
욕실 부담은.
복수해줘 복수해줘? 복수해줘 알았어
The hat is funny.
저기 그 늙은이가 이제 스파이크 담당 연막이잖아 또.
맞긴 해 아무래도 계속 들고 있어야지요
Music's probably copyright though.
넣어줄게 안 내면 진다 가위바위보
노장답게 잘하겠지.
살짝 아쉬울 것 같지 않아? 너무 느려 나 느려?
아니 상대가 더 느려.
어디야 오 빠른데?
스킬을 왜?
Spike drop. I have the spike.
뭐해 스킬 좋아
못 찾겠지 늙어서. 못 찾겠지.
안돼 따라가야 돼 예측해 예측 어떡할래? 어떡할 거야? 이거 어때? 예측해서 해야 돼 예측해서 어때 대회네 어때요? 나도 갈 건데? 안돼 확실하다요 따라오고 있어
수가 없다. 따라올 수가 없어.
저 웨이리를 한 번도 안 해봐서 이 스킬을 모르겠어요. 잘.
안 되는데.
아이 궁. 도망가 도망가. 형도 궁 써. 형도 궁 써.
Spike drop. I have the spike.
느려요. 어떻게 할 건데? 어떻게 할 건데?
느린데.
맞춰.
우클릭 누르면 택시 한 번입니다. 여러분들께 맞던데.
놀림까지.
너무 빨라. 어때?
나 말했잖아 느리다니까.
아니 이거 확실히 잘한다 그냥 이거는. 생긴 거에 비해 날렵해.
아직 내가 더 젊다. 그런 거 같네. 나 좀 젊어져 볼게.
좋아. 도망가고.
좋아. 날렵해. 아까 아쉬운데?
말했잖아 느리다니까.
나 좀 젊어져 볼게.
I have the spike.
어떻게 할 건데? 어떻게 줄 건데? 우리 팀 나라용이야.
나 빨리 나. 응 아니야? 나한테 건데 나한테.
I did see how Paperx lost. Yeah, I saw the last. I saw most of the last match.
클릭해 주시고 역기다. 나 역기된다.
I was just in bed.
눌렀어.
넣어야 돼. 해야 돼.
아니야 역기 안 눌렀는데. 쉬운데?
안 되네.
나한테는 어려운데? 깔끔하게 이겼다.
깔끔하네. 확실하다.
나한테 너무 어려운데?
롱점프?
내 감각이 좋아야 되는데 이거. 내고 마음속 3초 전. 이게 숫자 세컨.
확실하다.
파이팅! 1점 더 주면 안 돼.
Saying count to 3 in your head though, it doesn't tell you much, does it?
에이 먼저. 저는 준비됐습니다. 그래 시작해.
지금이에요.
지금이니. 레전드.
방한 거 같은데 우리.
확실하다. 야, 질 수 없어요.
갈 수 있어. 갈 수 있어. 너야 너. 담비.
역교 화이팅. 이겼잖아. 확실하잖아.
야 나리브 클로즈다 임마.
잘하긴 했어. 인정할게. 내가 조금 더 잘했다.
역기야 이기면은 샤브샤브 사줄게.
가자.
형 우리는 뭐 없나? 불닭. 치즈 불닭. 형이 끓여줄게. 너 들어와 임마. 바로 들어와.
보내버렸어요. 다시.
몰스백.
아무.
잠깐만. 이거 떨어진 걸로 인정해야 되는 거 아니야 이거? 애교 불어봐.
한 번만.
야 넘어가자.
Oh.
야 그런 말을 보면 어떡해?
아니야, 내가 봤을 때 너무 빨리야.
했지?
지금 이 끝거리로상 내가 봤을 때 한 3.5초 정도 마음속으로 세야 돼.
지금.
감 알았어. 이제 질 수가 없어 이제.
불닭 없어 진다.
나 완벽한 타이밍 재버렸어 이제.
그러니까 3.5. 확인했어.
Make Evan do this.
페이크 안 쏘네.
야수의 심장이 없다. 야수의 심장이.
확실하잖아.
3.5초가 아니라 1.5초로 들었지 너.
주혁이 3연승 하면은 소고기 사줄라 했는데.
그러면 완전 끝에 가면 이제 소고기?
완전 끝에 가면 돼. 오케이. 소고기 사줄게.
그 심장 가지고 뭐 되겠어? 난 될 수 있어, 할 수 있어. 너 먼저 해.
너부터 해. 너 먼저 하겠습니다.
해.
나 눈 감고 할게. 눈 감고. 눈 감지 마. 아이!
너무 빨리.
와, 진짜.
혁기야 너만 잘하면 돼.
할 수 있어.
혁기야 너만 잘하면 돼.
The problem with doing this in America is I don't think the people in the back would be as funny.
이지. 쉽고 재밌었습니다.
아니 뭐 소바 이게 짬 차이가 아무리 나더라도 이게 기본의 실력이 있으니까 또.
멋지.
와. 트로피. 부럽다.
뭐야?
부럽다.
위 팀은 제1회 퍼시픽 운동회에서 탁월한 실력과 빛나는 팀워크로 승리를 거두었기에 이에 축하의 마음을 담아 이 트로피를 수여합니다. 우승.
Bro, why don't they do this all the time?
He's gonna show you a picture together. You guys recognize it?
Hell no.
I forgot.
What?
Jet has 3 smokes, but it might be better. Wait, I don't remember this.
I forgot it.
Me either. I don't know.
This I remember.
This one is
Oh yeah, this for sure. Ah,
wow.
this one I
This one is a
remember.
horrible thing. They can't pass this way.
어떻게 엄마 오버할 때나해?
This one is annoying. I don't like ranked when Rain is again.
Oh, when you can on both at the same time, right? So it's OP.
No, at that time I think this one is not OP. I guess.
初めて見ました.
Who the this guy?
Vision strikers.
これは覚えてます.
Did we step?
You. これ覚えてる人いるかな?
So this is the Korean team.
Oh, this is. Wait, you were in. Did you use the same name?
Yeah.
Me and Jinmung is quite we competing.
Anyway, back to NRG.
There's confidence here.
On the right, still averaging a 2.0 KD on the waylay as well.
Cutting through.
Leaf showing contact, trying to feign like they've changed their defensive setup, but Valen and Jorgamo
Off the timeout, they
still
go
sitting here
C.
pretty. It's a bait set up by G2. And NRG might just be falling for it, thinking that Leaf is alone, isolated, the
They
only one
breach all
defending
this.
C if they take this time
They
in
do.
fast enough. Rolling Thunder through into the corner, and here it is. This is where the danger lies. They do not know that Jorgamo crouched down into the corner.
Sad.
Now this one is not quite the right read. G2 playing for a re-clear over towards the A side, and only Leaf holding this area down.
Gotta be careful here. Bullet tag down, slowed.
So again, like they're
Probably
obsessed
alive
with
as
this
well,
like
just able to
4-1
get out
take
of
of
there.
now.
Jorg teleports in as well to give him some reinforcements.
Get in the shadows has become a member. Wow. Wow, wow.
Cheeky. He's gone for the peek. Again, he's lucky to be alive as well. That's a mad dash and evacuation away. You can see Brock, he's considering it. Bits and pieces of Util now for the rubble. Re-clearance out through A, but Jonah P primed and holding down the line.
Why does Brock jump beat this?
Re-clear
How much
evacuation away.
HP
You can
is he
see
on? He's on
Brock, he's
50.
considering it. Bits and pieces of Util now for the rubble. Re-clearance out through A, but Jonah P.
Still.
Right, he's forced
Heading to his
out, Willie. Just Jorgamo. He's taking the liberty.
Aggressive
Side cheat.
toward there.
I think Fnatic is in could have lost it.
Like a number 8 on the year.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine a comeback from this spot.
But it's going to be laid down reactively here. Leaf just trying to push back. Potential play from NRG, trying to get themselves into the C site. Slow and steady, not really been working out for NRG. And even this aggressive re-clear, look at this, Jonah P wants to try and take an early fight, and engagement is going to be calling for the reinforcements. Finesse laid it down to the side, he's got his teammates.
some
A little bit of
melons
pressure
around?
and then they back up. Now it's going to be Valen tested as NRG look to re-clear over towards Rubble. And he just backs off before any of that pressure will come through.
There's been multiple times this map where Energy are in. G2 has been an attempt to maybe threaten a pivot back towards B here.
Doors opens up. A lot of information gathered though for G2 as well, making sure that there's no possible option for a B pivot, which is exactly what NRG are trying to go for. All into blue room, Armageddon up top. This is going to be close here, pushing these players into the sight lines. Jorgamo somehow wins up that fight onto the flank here. Still, blue room needs to be accounted for with only 18 seconds left. No one's watching their backs, but in a squeeze onto them. to vice grip the
See, you
G2
would
have
assume they
and lay
win
it
this
down,
from
yet
this
still a
position
player
as well.
advantage is
Oh
somehow
yeah, I
found
remember
here
this.
for
Yeah, they
NRG.
just get the
But they're
spike
just running
down.
out of time. It's a tap from Mado. Which direction are you really going to be sending this one in? There's 5 seconds left and a double peek forwards
Where is
anyway.
that
4
Fnatic
seconds
looking?
remaining. Barely getting on. Somehow 5 seconds left for them.
Just
To
walked
vice
through.
running out of
Spawn.
time. It's a tap from Mado. Which direction are you really going to be sending
He
this one in? There's
turns
5
around.
seconds left and a double.
Bruh. I don't even know which are the worst rounds out of that. How many times did they start Z? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom did beat Paper X, yeah. How were the first 2 maps? I mean, look, they won on Ascent. That's good. That's good, right? But, like, why aren't they going to this more? I mean, they're just playing fucking roll roulette, though. What happens if you own Mind Freak? I think for this week, we're giving you the points of Patman, but after this week, I think unlucky. I'm now 257, but I've still got multiple players to play. We're still fine. How many points did Dust9 get? You only got 5. Okay, let's go. That's bad for Sideshow. Oh, where is he? Where is he? He's fallen. Oh, down to 33. Wait, Som actually gets 0. Wow, wow. Som with 0 and DOS9 with 5. Wow. Wow. I had Salmon Matter, I actually would have had an insane week. Okay, I can beat him this week then. I can beat him. Wait, how many points is he on overall? What was it, 270? Yeah, and how many points am I on overall? I'm on 245, so I'm 25 points away. 25 points away, but I still... If Buzz has a massive performance, if Buzz can get me like... Buzz could get those 25 for me. I could catch him up. I actually could catch him up. I just need Flashback to have a poor game. I need Sylvan to go level with Flashback and Buzz to go crazy, and I can actually catch him up. A T1 play team secret, so they should at least win. Bro, why are they taking like so long? Why is there such a big gap? This must be a tech pause, right? This has been like a... How long have I been streaming? So it's been like an hour break. At least they had some good content.
Decent foothold for now towards the back of the...
Analyze Fracture? I mean, I've already seen Fracture. From what I saw from Paper Rex, there was a lot of and I didn't see the first couple rounds, but their attack side was just... They were like allergic to one side of the map. I do want to watch the other maps though. I guess I could save myself some time later on. What was the first map? Was it Ascent? No, it was Pearl.
Throughout the course of this tourney so far, and he's not going to be tackled within mid, but the other guys over at long will be.
Yeah, it's a bit of a duo stack as well. You've got Shiro right up at the back, but still at least a bit of a trade
feeling
from
well
Jake,
or just didn't
and then
sleep?
flash out
I
create
feel
the
okay.
pressure
Why?
down B-long.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need to see Paper X keep on going.
Generally
with
on
this
these days
one
where
of
I
the
watch
approaches
Americas,
in running the double
I'm pretty
duelists,
tired.
even though that they do lose something here, there's still going to be options for them. Jin can
went to bed at
still
like
run out with
3
that Blaze as well. you know, I look towards what Paper X are running here,
Yeah,
and
it's
we
not
can
ideal.
potentially see some parallels to the likes
No,
of
I
100
blame Crew
Thieves,
for that,
who
really.
will play Arsena on the Neon instead of the Phoenix here for Jing.
I blame
Stone
Crew
Cold
for
is
not being
definitely
2G,
coming in
2-0.
handy, but as well, you know, this composition, especially Jing on the Phoenix, is something that Paper X are really familiar with. Now, doubling back in towards V-Link, but Famous
I just don't
gets
get
ahead.
the fucking... So, I mean, right, the one thing I want to talk about with Paper X is why are they playing Roll Roulette? Right, like, just look at this. Forsaken is on Vice. Devi is on Astra. Patman, Fade, Jing, Phoenix, something, Yoru. We come to map 2. Something is playing Jet. Patman is playing KO. Now Forsaken is playing Fade. Devi is playing Vice now. And Jing is now playing Smokes. Come to Fracture. Now Forsaken is playing Duelist. Something is playing Teo. Patman is now playing Breach. Devi is playing Vice. And Jing is playing Smokes. Like, we're changing role every single map. But what I don't love is, even though they're changing role every single map, it's like, our comps aren't that innovative. Maybe the Pearl one is a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, Famous back on his Jet. You know, it's one of those agents that you would usually assume is very capable with. This time looking the wrong way, though, and he'll pay the price.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it? We've seen Famous on the Neon so far now, but back in Ascension last year on the Jet, but this time getting dicked out by Jing. A quad being
Getting what?
But back in Ascension last year on the Jet, but this time getting dicked out by Jing.
What is he saying there? All I'm hearing is dicked out.
On so far now, but back in Ascension last year on the Jet, but this time getting dicked out by Jing.
Hello, I like money.
Langshire. Thanks for the 40 rupees. No, I've seen the last round of Fracture. I know what happens. Devi self-flashes himself to lose.
A quad being picked up.
I don't know what are you saying there, but it's funny.
There it is, the ace.
Jing got an ace first round.
Before.
So remember, you're on
And they lost.
for the team.
There's a bit of mid-play. They do read the intentions from Paper X into the A site.
Yeah, but the 0 point, I believe,
In
only
fact, hold on.
spotting
Let me get up a second stream with the live version. Oh, it's a long ass fucking tech pause. Do I want to watch this then? Do I want to... Hold on. Because I want to watch Fnatic as well. I want to do the Fnatic Lotus. For a video. This will save me some time as well, going back and watching this. Some of the things that Fnatic did here were really
as
good.
effectively as it did. The thing is though, Fnatic have always been happy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, exactly. Let's see if Vitality can break Fnatic's toys as we move into a deep push from Kayak. He's been spotted. Safe. Taking his HP bar down to the last. The early fight from Fnatic wasn't intended to be B. Back towards A is
Spread
particularly
default,
safe from teams.
reclear A.
You know that you should be expecting someone on Rubble, but...
Good afternoon, Thinker. Was Sen shit or was Boom actually good?
I think you might want to check yourself for a concussion.
A bit further. Maybe they would have one dimension. So safe. Shrouded out.
Fuck, I said Sen, didn't I? I meant PRX.
I missed the first two maps, so I don't actually know. Third map, I would say... I mean, Boom are actually good. Like,
wants to fight forward. And good for the first.
That I
All
think
he's
I
getting
already
this
knew.
time, Crashies knows there's a fight brewing with Safe, but has to go back to cover the plant. 10 seconds
in the
left.
America stream, I'll
It's
tell you
time to
about
get
Paper
that
X.
Spike on the floor. Durka dropping down,
Give
being
the
heard, but
I
there's no
did
chance to
see
stop the
Alex
defuse,
crash
or
on
the
Fracture,
plant, I
yes.
should say. The defuse now.
Did I dono wall you? When did I dono wall you? But yeah, I did. He like he said something about them forcing, right? He was like, "Why did they force again?" or something.
Oh, certainly come gameplay up his sleeve, even here on Lotus.
But less on two things.
I forgot they lost pistol here for that. So they won 13-6 losing pistol.
We've seen that lift your
against
spirits.
Vitality. On Vitality's map
No
pick.
matter
That's
what,
pretty
I
impressive.
won't. Even if they get stomped here, I won't argue it's down to mental. I think this team's done way too much. I might argue that it's down to Vitality being insane. And while Durka peeking into a position that is being held not only by Chronicle but also by Althea, and he still manages to quickly deal a death blow. This is going to again cause havoc. It removes that Viper wall that we love to see utilized to take space. Instead, they're just going to do things that a little bit more quickly. Les has now been maneuvered away from the seaside because of that aggressive fight that they took. He now supports on A.
Paranoia is going to keep them back a little longer. With that deep information, we're talking slow as soon as the door opens. Whoa, that was almost a
They
big
lose
mistake.
this round as well.
Pressure on, and Safe knows it. Body's coming around the corner. He's down below in the well.
So they lost a pistol
Creeps
bonus.
around
I
the
don't
backside
even
as well,
remember them
barely
losing the
avoiding
bonus.
Alfier's gaze. Him playing Durka.
Yes,
How did they win
aggressive
this?
Position. This could even things up if he wins the fight. It's not clean, but he does get the kill. That's all to try and join his teammate. The thing is that tap.
Oh yes, I do
corner, he's
remember
down
this.
below in the well.
This is
Creeps
horrible by
around the backside
Vitality.
as well, barely avoiding Alfier's gaze. And the 2 versus 4, thanks to that shot. Maybe even having a plant in it. Him planting, you're never going to expect Boaster to still be in rubble till they hear his steps. They just heard him running. Durka was well within range, and you can see.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, must have missed it.
He has aggressive position. This could even things up if he wins the fight. It's not clean, but he does get the kill. Go back to try and join his teammate. The thing is that tap, it forces Alpha's hand, but he still manages to survive.
That's rough from
Coming
Vitality
through
though.
from their opponents now. They had a lot of weapons to fight with in the last. This one will look that little bit better.
The Fnatic are just kind of like feeling out the map. Start of round, they like just feel out the map.
How
Unlike
that
fucking
round
NRG
started off,
run
I think.
head first.
Boaster being able to get him from behind, but also just not being able to isolate Althea. Like, he was basically at one point in like a 1v maybe 3 on the site. There's also mention that those 1vx, 2vx haven't really been happening too often. Well, that was one of them. Base being taken. Durka, the first point of contact, doesn't want to overface.
Oh, we didn't
actually.
on time for this. Sorry. 2 minutes. So is what it says. I
Kayak has found
hope
2
we don't go back up.
with utility and a shot.
Yeah, Les going down to the nade as well has opened the site completely for Fnatic. A plant and a man advantage to work with. Alpha and Crashies could even come out of this round with ult online, but wouldn't really need it considering Vitality are pretty low in terms of credits. That may come into play if they even decide to go for this 3 versus 4. They lose one player and it's time to fall back. They see an onslaught of utility and it may just be the same. Salvos and a pop flash inside the smoke. Kix has got the cover he needs to follow through on that kill without disruption.
Already.
Oh, they lost.
Althea immediately dealing. Already.
Wait, did they? No, they won. They won. I'm trolling.
The
I'm still on the spike. In fact, I've already done Haven, and I think I'm going to do the video on Haven. I was just wondering whether I was going to do the video on this, but I don't think I am. I think I am going to do it on Haven in this comeback. I think that's more interesting. Fuck Fnatic. I've watched them. Back to Paper Rex. That's about where we were. This
is quite possibly over unless a miracle is just for a tiny second.
No one wants
So,
a video on Lotus.
At least for now, it's still not the worst thing in the world, but there are a lot.
I was just wondering
of
whether
killjoy traps
Lotus was
on
more
the site
interesting than Haven,
itself.
but I don't think it
Got
was.
in. Plays well as well.
trying to get that pinch on, trying to get the spike planted as soon as possible. Jing with a run it back will continue pushing down a single lane. Berserk though holds down Halls
Double
with
ult.
the lone shorty. Something
Why
tries to deal with
not
it.
send
Will be
Jing
able
in
to do
there?
just that, but not before. Got another.
Why did
he
Jing
took
run
a
down lane?
second player. PaperX now working at a numbers disadvantage,
Rather than just,
and
like,
the site
clear
is
back
too
side
hot
for
for them to get the spike planted. Divide trying to provide some assistance, but that smoke goes a little bit too deep. Shiro and Famous have already gone past the sidelines. It's
Feels
just
weird
something
seeing Divide
left
on
now. Fake
Astra.
gate crash as well, but the spike still down. The stealth drone has spotted him out. This round is quite possibly over unless a miracle is pulled out of the hat.
Yeah, you just don't want to see Boom give him individual jewels.
He's got no util as well, Komodo.
Very difficult.
And speaking of how disciplined Boom has been, look at this!
30 seconds left.
No individual duels. Famous holding the angle, spots out the
But it's the trading, it's the right angles from Boom. Very aware of their strengths on this map so far, which, I mean, it'll be further accentuated now that they've got the guns and PaperX do not.
Absolutely. I do imagine, you know, this is a composition that Boom is quite familiar with, having, you know, studied PaperX in the past, possibly. Of course, their most recent matchup was like 3 years ago.
I mean, talk about study. How much study can you get from a 13-1?
It's been a while, but, you know, 3 years ago.
I mean, talk about study. How much study can you get from a 13-1?
Do you think the turret was still up?
You know, they are, you know, both Indonesian teams, somewhat Indonesian players both sides, at least right now, though. Forsaken
Oh my, what
a little bit of pressure.
all around by
Feeling
Boom.
some heat himself, getting taken out. Meanwhile, the site getting fired back as well. Forsaken, though, with this Phantom pickup, will continue to push through.
Outlaw, or at least Vandal, able to be with that one. So this might be a bit of a thrifty to come through PaperX's way.
Well, at least they haven't quite sussed out Famous's position just yet. He has a slight opportunity, possibly, but he has to be very careful as well. The Famous clears the angle. Spot. Okay. Can DOS9 pull a rabbit out of the hat?
Unlucky. Fuck, I keep forgetting I need a new Pacific one. Are they still doing content? Fuck, we could be here a fucking long time, apparently.
Well, it's for
I was gonna watch this at some point anyway.
Associate with him whatsoever, right?
Oh, bit of a pop flash as well. So now PaperX looking to exploit the mid lanes.
It was just Berserks though.
Yeah, we got a massive tech pause. They've been
Famous
in a
now
tech pause
has
for
the
what?
operator.
About
I wonder if PaperX are going to be ready for this.
probably almost an hour.
Would have to. Famous currently leading with 19 kills.
That was quite nice.
Would have to. Famous currently leading with 19 kills on the op right now, but instantly dealt with by something. Look at how he pilots that Yoru. Gate crashes all the way towards the back and throws it off sight lines.
I wouldn't be surprised if they want to just grab that operator and go for a save here as Boom. You're in a 5 versus 3 def.
That was a nice round by PaperX.
Yeah,
Okay, not
so-
all hope is lost. They surely win this game, right? After that round.
That was yeah, a big test for Shiro right now.
Tries to dodge it, holds the angle, but he is pretty much pinned down. Ooh, something. Tries to dodge it. By as well. He hears the footsteps.
Yeah,
So the flash hits him.
Tries to dodge it, holds the angle, but he is pretty much
So
pinned
the flash
down.
hit him,
Something.
and yeah, we're just
Tries to
not
get ahead
aware
with a
of
bit
this
gate
at all.
crash, but it's going to be a double for Shiro right now. Pop flashes as well, and with the underhand toss, fragments to deter PaperX from pushing any further. Forsaken just re-peeking
Bro,
it though.
For paper, right? When
So they have a good round, and they instantly follow up with a dog shit one.
Huge function was held last year, but back into this.
You've got the operator on this A site, and you've got all of Berserk's utility at the moment. So this dimensional drift, yeah, I mean, PaperX are going to really try and go with this one. Cosmic Divide invested, but the utility is going to stall
the sound
them
is
out.
off.
Just trying to push them off positions. The Nightfall being sent in as well. Famous just firing off warning shots, but not quite finding anything with the pot shots. He does find one all of a sudden.
Yeah. Null
With
Command.
the Cosmic Divide now, so a bit of a pop flash through possibly. They're trying to play around the smokes. Null Command just does keep them at bay for the time being. PaperX trying to hold on to the current positions. Pop flash sent through, and there it is. Bounced off the wall. Something gives himself a bit of an escape route. Blaze Wall just by further time for PaperX. Do they go back into A main? Still not quite safe. Boom are suppressing them with a lot of stray bullets. Something holds the angle. Famous in with a shorty. Something tries to go for the flank,
So
but gunned down
strange
by
to have
Berserks as
the
well. The Forsaken flank not quite there.
sound be
Tries
so
to hold
far
it
ahead
off
of
right
the
around stairs,
video.
but Famous.
Still, going to be around that side. They're international. And that's why I'm like, ooh, Fracture. Yeah. It's going to be the last map. That was the last time these guys played each other. That's a bit spicy.
Bit of familiarity for sure, but still.
2.5 years.
How are we doing on this? Have they given any update? I mean, they're just running through the whole content library. Do we even know what the tech pause is?
Years ago. I don't know how much you'd read into that.
You gotta rear our sights back into this current matchup where things are starting to heat up very much so.
Different positions. Though,
Oh no, we haven't
utility,
even started the
Shiro,
game.
Theory positions
We haven't
over
even
into this
seen the
mid-front
players. They
area.
just ended
Did
the
see
first
hot
game, and
hands
then we
go
haven't
out
even.
From Jing, it cleared where DOS is playing.
Suppression
It's
blade
just
though
been
spots everything out. Good
them
little
playing
flash, but is it
content
gonna be
pieces
enough? They
over
know
and
where DOS.
So they've done this like little door
Theory
stake a
positions
couple
over
times
into
here.
this mid-con area.
They
You
get
did see
triple
the hot
suppressed
hands
and they
go
still
out
go
from
for it.
Jing. It cleared where
And
DOS is
actually
playing.
Suppression
goes
blade though
okay.
spots everything out. Good little flash, but is it gonna be enough? They know where DOS9 is. Patman will go in for the pinch. A little bit of utility as well, just to push NG.
They actually did surprisingly well there.
Trying to force it through. Famous will find
Cheesy Wham Bam, thanks for the 11 months.
one down, up B long.
But now there's a gap in the map, right?
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot that China was fucking playing. Well, it's about to end. Nova are about to win. Tigaloo won 13-3. Oh, it's head to head the first tiebreaker or not? I don't even know. Oh. Is this good or bad? They're either going to the game or they're going... Oh! I think that has to be good. So let's say they could be going to break. No. Okay, good.
Berserks has to fall back a little bit, play on the back of his utility that is still active. That turret, it's not spotting out anything, so he can absolutely play comfortable at this right lane. And Patman, oh Patman, the gun barrel, I think it was just spotted. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't matter, because now it's all on for Forsaken.
Why are you taking the spike there, bro?
This is the worst spot for the spike to be dropped in, okay.
But now it's heard, right? 30 seconds to go, the turret has been recalled. Forsaken's going to get in towards the site, there's a nano to buy time.
That's exactly what I mean. And all he's got is just this sheer wall where currently placed. He might just give him some information. Arc Rose back in. Or repositions by
when coming up easily into
they go into a 2v2, but then it's like...
It's Boom recognizing
What's Patman
Paper X
doing?
playing this double duelist composition, trying to work around B-Link as well, but now back into it. A bit of B-Long pressure. Famous back in with the up, and he continues to lead, and up kills! A second one going through! A bit of a repeat.
Let's go one by one into the up.
Right past by, and Jing
I've
will
always
be
heard
able
that's a good idea.
escape with his life, but still pinned down.
Really flush him out. So far, though, Famous, his damage is done, right? Two opening kills, a creep up behind the Nebula.
Oh, man. Still trying to go in off of it. At least the play is kind of healing him back up for just a bit, but Famous instantly deals with it using the shorty.
Rough.
And where is that gun again?
Oh, he's ready to go into Devil Trigger! It's a collapse! Instantly shuts down that run it back from Jing.
Blades out as well.
Paper X continuing to look to bully their way through into it. Famous will be able to pull out the blades, but here comes that Storm. Back into it with the shorty as well. NC Slasher holds down the line. Berserks to clean things up. Back into it
He
with
killed
the
a guy
shorty
in...
as well. NC Slasher
This shot killed someone in main. Look at where Patman is on the map. He's in A main.
As well. NC Slasher holds down the line.
And that shot kills him.
Home now for Paper X. A challenge in towards the A site, nice and early. Remember, the Dimensional Drift last time, they went into the site really early to force the plant. This time, Boom, give them a bit of this respect deep.
A little bit more. It is the last round of the first half, and Boom sitting on...
We're just using a Phoenix wall as a smoke there. Why not fucking chain those ults together? Fuck me.
You've got the lockdown as well. Something in
Fucking
with the judge,
hell.
though. Trying to buy more time
Okay,
and
we just fully ult
Steel
spam.
Garden popped, and Boom are now all hovering around.
Why not chain
the
a
site.
Fade ult and a Yor ult together though?
Shiro.
No, we take a 1v1, of course we
Integrate
do.
some space around Art. Bit of pressure as well with the flash, and that allows for Famous to go for peak. jumping Judge, and he finds the double, and that's the lockdown.
Because we've used 3 ults at the start of the post one and
Petman
saved none
unfortunately
of
dug
them
in a
for
limit.
after. Fuck me.
More so.
Certainly able to
Right, whilst we wait for
see
Talon.
a lot across the map. You've got that double initiator, and right now, just to clear out Pillar gives
that
him a
knife
little
even
more
very good?
confidence in pushing down V-Link. Something, though. Now, absolutely needing to get crashed the heck out of there. Okay.
Yeah. But time can be bought as well, right? You've got the Sheer that'll eventually be popped by Forsaken. He doesn't need to really rotate currently. And Paper X, they're investing what they can around this A site, thinking there might be a rotate back over there. But, I mean, this idea for Paper X is not it. Like, there's 3 players still surrounding the A side. A drone's coming in from Boom. You spotted out 3 players at long earlier as something. You had to call for the rotations earlier.
Yeah, at this point, you're going in for that full retake game, and it's not going to be the easiest. 0 points.
Brimmy ISO? Are we playing Haven? That makes sense. Okay, let's see it. Who did I pick? I think I picked Talon this game. What was the veto? Hold on, let me quickly see. Hey, this fracture. Nongshim ban descent. Is that your perma? No. So you chose to ban Ascent against a team that just played an absolutely woeful Ascent. That's a choice. Swimmy going to stat pad whilst his team gets destroyed. Why are you calling him Swimmy? Make some noise. Let's go.
The waylay, I don't know.
So what are we playing? We're playing Fnatic for Talon. And... ooh, a no flash. Neon Teo. Neon Teo Sova is
right
interesting
on
for
towards
Nongshim.
Haven, where Nongshim starts out on the attack. Recon, where's that going? At least a little bit more information outside A long, but towards the back of B site. Took a while to get there. Nongshim poking
Tap
just
B, bait
somewhat.
out the A.
Then to hover around the edge of this dark cover. A bit of a trade going through.
Cheeky. Not gonna lie, but the trades do favor Talon at the moment. Looking for some more, and that'll bring a bit of stability, won't it, Quack?
Kind of a collateral as well. Does bring things down to a 1-on-2 where Primi is low, but does still have kind of the double tap shield going off. Jit Boys, though, with the crunch, trying to push his way up mid.
There was timing, though. If Ivy did choose to take the duel against Primi, break the shield, get the shot, it would be a 1 versus 1. But he hasn't seen where Jit Boys was playing whatsoever yet. So it really just does come down to a little bit of luck
together,
for
they got
Ivy.
Cypher stuff on
And what corners
C.
he
Probably
kind
if
of
he
just
goes
wants
A,
to
they'll
disregard
just
here.
reflank him.
Needs to bunch up together. Ivy going in from peaks. Oh, what? He goes in for the crouch. He finds the flicks, goes back and forth, and even takes that Premi with a wall bang.
It couldn't have gone
Mate,
any better for them.
I just got Icebox vibes from him again, playing around yellow, where he's done kind of the same thing on the pistol round when he's come out with the 4K, right? Again, just another.
Because again, like,
I think that's a well-orchestrated
good.
idea from Talon.
But,
Don't get me wrong, it's a 2 versus 1. You're playing together, double peeking it out, but
Their
Premi,
idea is good.
It wasn't even the first
Their
intended
execution
target.
Nongshim
He's
of
just
that
missed his
idea,
shots
maybe
there.
not the best.
And that's also just incredible
That's a crazy
mechanical skill
2v1.
coming out from the player.
Why
who
is he
has
then
4
the one
frags
buying
already
a
on the
ghost?
board
I mean, they've
from
messed up this
Nongshim.
fucking second round.
Same
Anytime
time,
a guy
though,
gets a
Talon,
4K, he must
backing
buy.
down. You've got
Like,
Killua
you must buy. Buy for someone else. Buy them a
dancing with
fucking
danger
rifle.
around the edge of
Holy
this dark
shit.
cover.
It's 2025.
You're
You
going to run in
can't,
towards
like,
2 duelists
these
and
are
a
like
little bit of a
obvious
crossfire, and you
things.
only have the Marshal.
Don't
And
have
if you
this guy
do
sit with all these
just like
creds.
that, not too bad.
So at least able to regain some control, Nongshim. I mean, the entire
Why
game
this guy
plan for
rifle?
Talon, especially with the double duelist, is to continue to find more.
I think the biggest thing for Talon at the moment.
Coitus, Floritus, thanks for the 33 months.
Something that we heard of earlier and questioned about their Ascent play. This is a good idea from them, though, but patience from Nongshim.
So kill you on Yoru.
Okay. not spotted right now either. You do have a side for Jit Boys up towards C-Long.
Well, you did. Now it's all down to the timing when you're going to hear the rotations
A and
eventually,
C.
and Margaret's kind of just lurking up.
Past tense, Margaret lurking back, might be able to flank Talon as well. It is a pistol after all, but currently, just positionally, Nongshim able to run circles around Talon. Slight collat does tag up Cruz. Possibly looking for the repeat as well. Wow, he knows that Cruz is looking for the hop back up into him. So reloads, gets away with 3 kills.
And just at the end of this one as well here, Quack, this is looking like a bit of a different start compared to the Team Secret game that we did have for Talon, right? Team Secret did pick up that pistol, and then they answered back with the second round force up and managed to find it. So for this time, at least in the beginning stages, right, it was the changing of sides and Talon was on attack. But they're not going to be able to answer back with a bit of a cheeky round here.
2-0.
It's going to be 4 all alive at the end for Nongshim, which means this is what they will be carrying into the bonus round, and Talon are going to look to bring up some weaponry.
And look at this, Ivy in round 3, 1 away from the Hunter Sphere already as well.
Yep, and that's going to be pretty cheeky if he's able to find that one. Not going to lie, you're not going to have too much of an answer on the side of Talon if that's able to find, you know, one of the bolts or albeit a kill. So you want to see some sort of ideas come out from Talon. I think more importantly for me, I want to see some stability if they're getting some opening kills. I want to see how they're going to be fashioning Primi and Killua around on these double duelists as well.
You did mention a little bit before we started the game as well that Francis is now on the Teo.
Yeah, usually on the breach. Well, I say usually.
One thing I think they struggle with is
with the new
if you've got smokes
changes that are all coming through and this new style for Nongshim.
Taking the back side, it really is going to rely on.
It's not a bad idea to be playing for him, and Francis
diving in.
Pretty proficient on the Teo.
And right now, just playing it safe around C, does have the stealth drone, and with it being shot down by Primi, he has some information to work off of. At the same time, though, the rest was Nongshim pushing towards this B site, but it's just a bit of a ruse. We're going B in towards C. Pi now has to hold, but he's not quite able to do that. Primi just stuck and trapped inside this little cubby position while Jit Boys tries to creep up around from the back. Primi able to gun down the first, and he's happy to take some duels, but Nongshim knows better than that to give him the 1v1s. They are looking for that 2v1.
Again, a pretty
now,
nice idea by Nongshim.
Has to create a little bit more space, not quite able to do that. It's Nongshim picking up the bonus.
Really nice ideas from them as well, right? When you're going up for a little bit of this garage stall, you got a great paranoia on towards the seaside as well to off-put your opposition Sova. You see Danby opening up on towards Cruz as well, and he just make it a little bit awkward. Margaret, I've always been, a big fan of this guy, but the way that he's able to just a lot of the times, I think he's only going to improve in his little lurk rolls, specifically on a map like Haven. You're going to always kind of question where he's
got a gift from an anonymous gifter.
More importantly here, Quack, that's the bonus round going Nongshim's way.
Outlaw now being purchased up as well by Margaret.
Wait, what? An anonymous gifter gave out 22 gift subs.
That we had from before as well was that Talon,
I just read it as 2.
Some of the
I didn't even see the other 2. Well, we're going to be hearing that a lot.
Kind of go off towards
an anonymous gifter just gave out 22 gift subs. I didn't see it.
A bit of a disconnection between.
I thought it just said 2.
To be an agent of 5, strengths.
Because normally
you want to play towards their strengths.
We'll see if they've...
Normally, it just, normally it would come up with the Pingu thing, but I think when it's an anonymous, it just does this. Well, we're going to have to go through all 22.
Yeah, that's it, right? You'd have a week
We're going to have to go through all 22 over and over again.
Team and what you want to do, have your coach's input as well.
Can you run a Danby kill count parlay? I mean, yeah, you can if you want.
Known to be very impactful coaches, but currently right now...
Yeah, we're going to be here a while. You're going to be hearing a lot of brands. 22 gift subs. Well, whoever you are.
Yeah, and they're going to see no one's
hopefully you didn't misclick 2 and typed in 22.
Is going to be destroyed, and you've already got 2 people.
Why 22 though?
Watching for the flank. It doesn't really matter. Margaret's just going to
increase my mic volume. I can decrease this, and then you can turn it all off.
Yeah, where's your voice coming from, man?
Yeah, I know it's just a pistol, but still, the fact that it was kind of Galad as well. 2 shots both
22 gift subs. How much money is that?
Darn lovely. Just Jit Boys left, low HP.
Quite a lot.
Now you
actually looking to build up towards these ult points. Nongshim.
That's crazy.
Game, but all right. Yeah, clear trade.
We're still going. We might. I don't know how many we're on, but we're still going to be.
It doesn't matter. He still gets an ult port technically and
We're
losing
gonna be
his
going
life.
a while.
Was just against
But yeah,
the Lotus, and only
110
one player losing their life on the side of Nongshim.
USD.
So it's A-okay. This time, more importantly though, we're going to see Talon
Fucking hell.
back to answer with the weaponry and hopefully able to fashion up
Just
an
a list
idea
of
on
list of
their
names.
defensive
Mr.
side.
McFlufflekins.
Play with a little bit of pivot timing.
Oh, that's quite funny.
Together. Operator out for Killua as well. That'll be positioned more towards the A
That's
side.
crazy.
He's able to get on the sewers line and gate crash out of there.
The positioning. What a blunder. What a whiff.
I'm always after the Torsi moment, the 100 gifted. I'm always wary now. But it was a misclick. But you're anonymous. I don't even know who you are.
Yep. Problem is though, they are a team that does like to gather this Garage.
Then again, there is some anonymous Oiler out there who keeps gifting tier 3s to random names as well. So
they're not going to be able to find any Garage space.
I don't know if it's even the same person. But I do think why gift a tier 3 to like some random
Taking some
name?
time to bait out Thai's paranoia as well. So
yeah.
That could alleviate some pressure. Nongshim then regroups.
Jesus, I thought we might be done.
Are online as well now.
We've been going for what, like 2
One
rounds?
of their true, tried, tested C takes that you would expect them to
Oh,
be
you need to smoke back side C.
Salvo's already away. You've got fast lane as well. Cruz instantly recognizes this and tries to play into a more defensive position. But here comes that kill contract as well. Primi trying to create a little bit more of an advantage for his team, but falls to Danby.
Yep, and remember, Margaret is on the lurk up the guts of mid right now.
Am I doing money laundering? No.
Remaining Talon players trying to
No, I'm not. I do not partake in money laundering. Maybe someone is through me. Maybe I'm just a vehicle and I don't even know it.
Yeah, but Margaret is keeping Killua in check.
Yeah, that's why Killua's kind of backing off as well. Feeling like the call was safe.
Okay, I think we got there. Papa Bates, thanks for the 24 months.
But not expecting Ivy to be around grass. Good little trade from Thai. Now, where has Margaret slipped to?
I do have an... yeah. I guess I don't have a gifted
Here's some
alert.
footsteps as well. But knowing to stay disciplined so as to not peek.
Oh, wow.
Spots the third as well. Well, the quad as Francis falls. Still, nonetheless, a good little round for Nongshim, but an ace picked up post-round by
Well,
Thai.
that's +3. It might be the least
in the grand scheme of things.
And he's an omen
consequential ace of all time.
On the side of Nongshim, that's not going to impact them really, especially even if they win the next round. Right?
And Freeman262, thanks for the prime.
It would matter for a bit of a morale boost.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's had a little bit of a...
Okay, timeout Talon. This is their map pick. They're down 5-0. Not great. That ace does count. They all count. If you got 5 kills, the thing just says, did you get 5 kills in a round? And if it says yes, then you get the +3. It was after the timer and it doesn't matter.
That's the spike! The overheat moment!
What the hell is this?
The positioning! What a blunder! What a whiff!
Well, is it you? See here, I was talking about this anonymous gifter. Here you go. An anonymous gifter gifted a tier 3 sub to Thinking Man's Whipping Boy. Who's got the name Thinking Man's Whipping Boy?
And off the timeout, now Nongshim all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well, again, I appreciate it. I feel like it's a slight waste of money.
He's on the line.
But I appreciate it nonetheless.
From Persia, rather, and it'll be first casualty.
Yeah, first elimination does gate crash away into safety as well. And then you've got the duo of Primi and Cruz to both block down
I see. We timed out
Difference
to make
this time for
Nongshim take
Nongshim,
shit
that's 2
fights.
individual peaks with no trade potentials to come on out. So if that's an opportunity for Talon to capitalize, you would hope to see that, well, Nongshim reel that in, and maybe Talon can play a little bit more on that if they're gifted it.
Flash and jump peek. Meanwhile, you've got Margaret still on the lurk mission. Trying to look if someone would,
And if you can get into C, it's good, but you're already seeing Talon adjust to play a retake over there if they do need to. And I like the idea, right? It's 5 versus 3. You've got a dimensional drift if you do need.
At the same time, yeah, he's holding these positions, hoping to see if someone would
Okay,
push
you
into
can't
his
lose
crosshairs
this,
so that he
Talon.
can
If you
find
lose
that
this,
punish, find that numbers
fold
advantage
the
again.
org.
but Talon are playing it safe. And this is, once again, what you're seeing off of the coach timeouts, which is a very lovely sight. Talon now regrouping, all in full round spawn.
So the 5 versus 3, do you send in Killer with the Dimensional Drift? You do. Cruz has been gifted at the Operator in this one.
Margaret, though.
Yeah, let's see if he can get up Lurk, or if Talon can get this retake.
Looked around at the wrong time. It's going to be Shit Boys who takes him down first. And here comes the Yoru utility. Francis, though, able to withstand it somewhat until Primi comes in with a triple of his own. And that's going to be the
If they got that
first
Lurk
round
kill,
picked up
though,
after
actually, they could have been in some trouble. Like, if you assume that Chip Boys is dead, we might have ended up in a 2v2.
And the second kill is found. There's a couple of, trades that go around the seaside there, but it's just,
It turns out they actually
what's going to be a
needed this kill.
successful win condition, right? Play on the back of that Dimensional
Even
Drift,
with
sniff
the
out all the
Yoru.
information, get your team to get the kills where needed. A bit of extra utility is always going to be a helpful thing as well.
The Disc was kind of wondering, though, why this Haven was even selected, seeing how, Nongshim kind of didn't really pick it at first, but it's not quite the scoreline that we were anticipating.
No, not at all. Whether you call it jitters or just, not a good idea at the very beginning. Nongshim.
Okay, the off is on C.
I don't think they would have expected.
Last time they walked into it. Let's see if they do
Haven
again.
to come on out, or maybe they did, right? Because they had been banning it and they leave it open. You're always going to have those sort of ideas that we can ramble on, but we never really know. Now, this is a bit of a problem for Nongshim because Killua is getting on a very powerful operator line.
Able to get Crash away as well. Finds the first pick, and with the slide anticipated coming through. Additional support from Jit Boys, who places down a Cyber Cage to continue playing around this spot. Meanwhile, Killua has already gotten away with daylight robbery.
That drone removes the trap wire that was
Any
in garage,
fucking
but it's kind of
Silver
all for
drone,
naught now because
anything,
there's no space that Nongshim
you've
have been
got double
able to-
drone, so
And you
using
have
your
two
Silver
Talon
drone, you
players
can be a lot
watching
more
around C as
liberal
well
with
as
it than you
a
would
link.
otherwise be.
Try as they might,
So the fact that
Nongshim,
we've just
they
fucking
have been
dry
shut
beat that,
off a
even
lot
though
of
we
these
know they've got
entryways.
enough.
Yeah, and it's another 5 versus 3 situation, right?
Trying to at
Holy
least
fuck, and then you
gets the smokes out.
you know the Cypher's somewhat
Maybe to
close because you put the
reposition and
camera
find a
fucking down
pick.
too long. Like,
But as Margaret continues to lurk, he gets spotted out by Cruz.
And immediately going to be droning
Again,
out
like,
some further
sometimes,
information as well. So
like,
Talon
Dambi is the
are
kind of
playing
player who
towards
just
the time.
acts
In a situation like this, they don't
before
necessarily
other
need to
people
take any
can
risks and
react
go
to something.
Deeper, though, as I say that, Cruz starts to do
right,
so,
like
finds the right
he's
kill.
thinking,
Does
oh,
have
an
Prey
op's
behind him,
here?
don't forget.
Even though it's a Yoru and they could
That's
TP
extra
away.
confidence as
Oh,
well
well,
for
I'll
the
just run
captain
down this
of
up,
Talon.
right? But he does it before any, like,
By
help can come.
Purge's hands. But thankfully, you have
So then he just
teammates
ends up
enough
dying as well.
around the site as well. So 15 seconds left now for Nongshim. Continuing to push past. You got Primi inside of the smoke. He hears the tap. Looking for his opportunity. Springs. The trade found by Francis. Of course, the round already picked up by Talon, but can they get more kills? Thigh will deliver.
Able to double down on this one now. Again, another good pass mark for Talon. On the back of finding some opening kills that there's not really any big exchanges on, right? You've got the operator
It's been
pushing
some
down
rough
when you have the
rounds.
camera
Starting
to
off
find
with
the first
Talon,
little
some rough
contact of
rounds, and then
info.
now this.
Ambi tries to answer back in kind pretty swiftly, but is shut down as quickly as he was trying to begin it. And it just leaves not
How are
enough
you not
for
droning,
Nongshim
though?
at the
You
tail
have
end of that
double
in a 3
drone,
versus
man.
5 deficit to bring it back. So wouldn't be surprised if they want to try and get something a little bit quicker happening now that they've got the overdrive, now they've got the Armageddon. You can see that the setup around C is a little bit more of the passive nature.
Oh, he's waiting for a bit more of a tell from Nongshim.
This is a very powerful drone at the moment to sniff out a lot from Francis, because that essentially clears everything that they're not
double
there.
drone.
They don't even need to invest the Armageddon.
We're going
Gain
full C
control
retake.
of the site.
They have ISO ult.
Camera's still available too, by the way.
Yeah, still
Pretty's in
staying
range.
hidden, tucked
You
away.
could have
Smoke
popped it there to
dissipates
try and
and
even stop
Shit
the
Boys
spike
will
or delay the
get
spike.
away.
Oh, here we
In
go.
with the kill contract. Primi
Oh, he
missed
lost
his
last
mark the
time.
first time. Will he deliver this time?
Oh, sharp shot.
Instant flick.
Good luck there.
Still though,
Margaret.
Margaret instantly deletes Cruz. No more Hunter's Fury available.
But there is an Armageddon and salvos for
full
Francis. You
offside.
have to remove these.
So needing to push further up in towards C long. Primi thinks
Should've
to send
saved
down a
those for
convergent
this.
shield just to provide his teammates with additional cover. Ult's
Okay,
baited
the
out,
Armageddon
tapped
will
onto the
outlast
spike.
the wall.
Looking to
we are
retap,
playing
and
full
that's when
spam.
Francis spams away with the Guardian. Killua comes for the trades, more trades going through, but Margaret collects on all of these heads, and Nongshim will be able to pick up another round for their belt.
Yeah, at the end there, not sure if anyone's actually able to
One boom,
be on the
paper X.
spike after it is tapped and they get the
Boom,
first kill.
boom,
You know, you're never
boom,
gonna know if
boom.
they are
I
buddy
want
blocking or
you
not,
in
so
my room.
The idea to just all be in the open and take those
Let's
fights.
spend
They've
the
got
night
numbers there.
together.
They've thrown Talon a little bit of a spanner in the works there. Nicely done though from Primy in the ult at least. I think you'll take that away, that he's going to be winning those ones hopefully more than last time.
Fair enough.
But it's back, you know, to steady the ship on the side for Nongshim.
Yeah, it was somewhat of an expensive round having spent the Armageddon, but still you can feel its effect. Next round coming up, though, once again, we have Kilo with the op.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a different look as well. Margaret had caged the previous round. This time they're going to dark cover for the silent creep up. There was a camera, though, down in sewers, and Primy is at the top of it.
Yeah, because it's a dark cover, you can possibly anticipate more than one player.
Ooh.
And Cruz will send in the Hunter's Fury
well.
to check. Does get away with one kill.
Nice play.
Kilo with an op shot as well. The spike has been dropped around sewer, where Persia does find a bit of a trade. Kilo trades right back.
Yep.
Just Francis left. He might have the spike, but he's up against 4.
And it's another situation where Talon find themselves for, albeit a moment, a small moment, a 3 versus 5 opening engagement going their way. So they haven't dropped these yet. I don't expect this one to really be any different. You play 1 versus 4, right? You just play on the back of where Francis gives you the information.
What's it going to be, Francis? Doesn't go for the tap. 40 seconds on the clock. You certainly don't want to head back too much because players could have set themselves up behind as well. So he goes in for the tap now. It's going to be met with the paranoia and shock darts, both of them.
And a drone.
Drone spotted out, tries to go in for a cheeky peek down in towards Link.
Okay,
but
6-3 again, not
Cruz.
super
There's just
impressed.
no way that you're gonna be able to
That
win
was nice
fight
by
when you've got
Talon, the
the
little
dart
vulnerable
available,
into
you've
the
got the
Soul
upline
roll
being
was
held
nice.
from spawn as well. You've got the paranoia
There's
at the
a
ready,
bit
some
of a
shock darts.
strange idea by
kind of being
Nongshim.
thrown
They're gonna
everything your
neon
way.
all this round.
Good start from them, as I mentioned, the 3
Full
versus
stack
5.
walk
So
down short.
these sort of opening engagements, right? You kind of want to reel in a little bit as Nongshim. It might give you a little bit more.
Like I feel like if you're
droning
4-stack
early on
walking
to clear
down
some
short,
forward lines first, you know, if you wanna go
droning
to the
doesn't
safe side,
actually
for
make any
example, again,
sense.
droning down sewers, droning down long first.
Because you're
push
trying to
along
like
the line.
surprise
If
them
it's
with the
mid,
fact
you
that
know,
you've
you're
got
not
so many
necessarily
people
gonna
here,
wanna
no?
all run out
But by
towards
droning, you're
what
kind
now
of
is
admitting that
the
like, oh
operator
yeah,
holding the
multiple
line
people
for
probably
Killer.
are here.
Oh.
Most likely. Because we're not just
Slight
leaving a
whiff,
drone
though,
alone there.
but still, given the fact that
Yeah,
it
there
is
goes your whole
Nongshim on
plan.
a bit of a half buy with the Sheriffs in play, they are being blocked off very quickly with the utility from Talon. Second shot through.
These rounds, I mean, feel a
finds
bit like this,
the
right? Where
spot.
it's like, there's one plan,
Francis's head blown clean
doesn't work,
off,
everyone
and
just
now 3
fucking
players
walk
left
off,
to pick up
try and find a
pieces.
kill.
So it's another 3 versus 5.
And it just shows Talon playing a cerebral game of reading how Nongshim wants to work their way across the map. Initially, you know, previous sites, this time slight rush in towards B, and it's quickly dealt with.
I mean, in these sort of situations, it should be bread and butter at the moment, right? It should just be 3 versus 5. We play retake if we need to. We've got the numbers. We're in another situation where we've got a dimensional drift. We absolutely can use it here to try and 100% the remainder of this round.
Cruz back into heaven. Great spot to send in more darts, possibly the
Should Valorant
recon
make
to
cosmetic
aid the
gloves?
retake
What
as
do you
well.
think?
Still though,
For
3
the
players
agents?
from Nongshim, not out of the question yet. Trying to peek through, but the dimensional drift definitely forces them to disperse so darn much. Flashes and
what a reveal.
fake outs as well. Cruz with the op does find one, and then the entire squad marches into sight,
A 1v5
taking
Bucky.
names and just kicking everyone's butt. And that's going to be Talon, slowly but surely climbing their way back up to a 6.
If there was a world in which there was a gun available for Nongshim and that reveal comes out and Margaret, you know, might even be on the right line without the Sheriff, not needing a reload, you know, could have got a lot of damage, but we're not in that world, unfortunately.
So as soon as they got the off,
starting to get this
I think
idea
what,
on the
they've won
defensive
one
side
round?
on how they want to navigate it, right? We haven't really seen
And I
good
think
success
multiple
so far
people have
this,
been dying to
this
the up
split
pretty much
from
every round.
Talon in when they're starting off on the defensive side,
matter who's
and how
got it.
they're converting that into a win, right? It's been pretty abysmal for
Well, this is
them.
the
So
problem, they
at
have
least
no
here
flash.
They're making it challenging and forcing out some timeouts, forcing out some
But you
discussions.
think Double Drone they'd be
6
able to
4.
find an op, but they seem allergic to that as well. But like, oh, Double Drone comp. I'm a barely. I mean, surely, like, if we're going at, you could Double Drone this. Like, go one each way. Surely there's a round you can do where you smoke, walk short, Teo's here, Teo drone long, Solvid Or even, are they playing Cypher? Could even Cage, Cross, Drone, Drone, Neon, Run. Like, is that hard? Just fucking send it with the Neon behind one of the drones and just fucking send it? Like Neon behind one drone, Omen behind another.
You know, dip in towards it, maybe find them.
Back into A, and you have those salvos already sent out to deal with, you know, Kilowatt if he is holding A long, but he is not. This time, he's over on C.
2 drones really early on clears all of your pathing, ready to do a big explosion in towards the site. Though, for Danby, his signature of kind of sprinting on in and sliding down, those traps would shut that down. Plant established.
Yeah,
5.
not quite yet to be seen. A secondary trip as well.
5 versus 5 retake.
And you also have Primi with another kill contract. Needs to find the right spot for it, though. Currently just Jit Boys to find some information with a peek out of heaven. And here comes that kill contract.
Oh, lost it.
With the burst as well. It's Persia who takes him down instead, and here comes Danby with the overdrive. Continuing to laser his way through, preventing Talon from jumping down.
Well,
Cruz
I mean, your whole kind of plan relied on
the rest of the team trying to break their way through a link, but simple peeks out from Danby. Cruz now continuing to jiggle, but the burst again from Margaret. And with that, Nongshim able to collect the site and moves forward onto a 7th.
Yeah, if they've got all their key components available to play around the side
he's
as well,
1 and 2 and he's
difficult
ISO.
for Talon
Not
to
ideal.
establish a really good retake. They've been successful in using this dimensional drift, playing on the back of these 5 versus 3s. So the difference is where we're not seeing these 5 versus 3s and we're seeing the early drones clear all of the space that they need to, getting in towards the site.
They basically ran around that
silently.
set, to be honest.
They do have
Go
the
away
key
behind 2
numbers to
drones.
be able to just focus on these duels, let Danby do what Danby does best and try and jiggle around the site, get all the shots. Everyone watches their lines. Nicely done.
If I may, though, Komodo, I'm also a little bit concerned. We've seen Primi whiff 2 of his kill contracts now.
Yes.
He's been a little bit quiet since.
Just gonna run the same round, last round?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair. I mean, there's always an adjustment period for a team when you change 2 players and you put him back onto a role that we're kind of expecting him to flourish in. There is, you know, a lot on his shoulders on this roster.
He does sound a lot more comfortable if you pay attention to the mic check videos that have been posted up. But still, right now at least, Nongshim looking to pull off an A-split push in towards the site. Talon,
people here, though,
a
they're
lot
too
of the
slow.
utility have rotated on over, but can they hold is the question. Cruz currently able to spray them down. Now coming in with Jit Boys and
Just
Killua.
makes no fucking sense. Like, we're just making it obvious where we're going, but slowly. What are they doing? Hold on. I'm gonna be back. I need to make some food.
But
Are you deaf?
no
No.
overtimes, of course.
No, you're not. But I have my Weetabix, and that's all that really matters. We were discussing some merch ideas that had a Weetabix on it.
Going to look like Quack.
Meanwhile, for Nongshim, mentioned before,
Okay,
they have this
7-5,
Teho.
which is a pretty good
How
comeback
they're
from
gonna
Talon,
use it.
considering it was 5-0.
I've already tried, past couple times on the attacking side with the drones as well as the salvos to flush Talon out of position, but currently Talon trying to launch their own assault. Slow creep up C.
Yeah, dart or drone needs to be pretty timed here for Cruz, but it's going to be the dart potentially. There's great paranoia. Look at that. That essentially stops the dry contact up.
And the triple stack as well.
Are there mods on
Wes just a
YouTube?
flash, the
Sometime.
fact that you have everyone ready to peek off of contact.
And Francis has just confirmed over at the A site with that drone that no one is an immediate threat to, right? So this does present the time in the round for Nongshim to have a couple of eyes around the map, see what info they can communicate towards the team and what becomes weak.
That's just so darn useful
But
with
now
how you're
we
able to
have
make use of
no-
this Teo, right? Already painting a picture of how the map is currently positioned
How's he
by
get out,
Talon. And that's why you have this secondary smoke coming out towards Elong.
Footsteps heard at the A site right now from Jip Boys that they might be falling back, so he's got a bit of time here.
Well,
calling
they
for
got
team
the
to
rotates,
rotate
right?
on over. And
I mean,
that
for
is
Talon,
the,
not for Nongshim.
correct call at the moment
got it
from what
wrong.
we're seeing in the movements on the radar. It is the right call, right? Talon could find the timing to get in towards this site. They've still got smokes available for Die. That would off-put Francis.
And Francis also sitting on those salvos as well.
20 seconds. So you got the idea now with that smoke. You're going to play to try and stop the spike from going down. And that's what it does. 15 seconds. It'll be okay for Cruz to get the plant. And we'll go into a fire.
got him.
Whoa, hang on a second. Maybe not. They could flood now. They're all here.
Thinking about where Cruz might have repositioned to. Now drops in towards Hell. Additional support.
Okay, that was
coming
pretty
out
nice
from
by
Dambi, though.
Nongshim. It was quite nice by
able to fire
Francis.
back. He finds a triple
flawless.
in this pistol. That's 2 pistol rounds where Nongshim have found in multi-kills.
That is a sensational kill that Francis has actually managed to find. Because
Okay,
that
and
goes
this
into what
comp
will be
should
5 versus
struggle.
4, a plan
I mean, it
established, a
should
little bit of
kind of
time
struggle
for
with their
Talon to
attack side,
breathe
right? They
before
should have a
Nongshim
decent
go in
amount of
for the full
info.
retake, right? The fact that that kill
Maybe
gets
their
found,
retakes
they
won't
can
be
just immediately
amazing.
flood
I
on
mean,
in when someone is still in a
their
non-fightable
Omen has to
situation
live
when
like
they're
every
planting the
round.
spike, scurrying to get out of that one. You can see Jip Boys didn't even get the spike, his gun back up, right? So that's how awkward and how great that one kill that Francis finds becomes.
And Dambi right on cue as well. That is just beautiful.
Oh,
Next
Talon
round coming up,
force.
it's going to be a bit of a force buy out from Talon.
Risky, but a big reward if they're going to be able to find it.
They're up against a full buy though. It's, you've
Fast.
got these Bulldogs, Guardians, Spectres as well for close range. At least the fake out going right past Dambi trying to get a good read for it. The flash does come out though, and Dambi not quite able to receive as well. Killua in for the second kill. Cruz
Big from
coming
Ivy.
out with its own as well, but then the
And I don't
sprays
quite
just
get it.
putting Talon into a blender up around A short.
Yeah, get some
Big
damage
from
in there,
Ivy.
don't get me wrong, but you've got the immediate rotations from the Nongshim guys, because when you see that wall go up, down towards sewers, you didn't really have any other blocking of the visions, and you got the cross of the
They're
players
doing the fucking
communicated, right? So
TMV
that is
strat, the stinger
immediate,
lights
we
into
need
stinger lights when you
assistance, get
lose.
here now, essentially.
Risky against
And it's
Outlaw
good to
though,
see that
because
Ivy
then
is
you're
just
on
coming out
light
with all
shields.
those
Before
kills,
Outlaw, this was
right? Everybody on this
my
Nongshim
way
side
of
are
buying.
really getting engaged with at the moment, or having their little
Oh
moments.
no, they're just on normal stingers.
And also just being able to kind of anticipate some potential plays coming through. I mean, whether or not it was the force buy.
Yeah.
And now we have...
Well, this is very paper-rexy of Talon, isn't it?
we just witnessed it, but we'll see. Possibly Coach Cam's coming through as well, trying to dive
Only
their way
one.
into sight. But this is Garage. It's all small and concise, all packed in, where the Stingers will be able to find their mark. Still, though, Francis reading those exits out of Garage. He's able to spray them down.
Oh, does he TP back?
From
Imagine.
here, and I don't think that they're going to expect it to be this rapid.
Yeah, so Talon needing to kind of stay aware of what could be coming through. Now thinking to push further in, but yes, the drone out from Ivy instantly spots him out. Francis happy to receive and holds down the line. Ivy peeks out, finds the double, and the round to 10.
I mean, Nongshim look better here. They're looking better on this
know,
defense side.
You're going for the information on the back of it, but it incentivizes Talon to try and push you and get you when you've got that drone in play. Quickly gets off it. You've got a teammate with you as well, and then you've got the contingency.
Anyone got any
of
Talon
Persia in
players?
the back lanes
I
going
got
for
rid
the
of Primi
point
after
if the
1-1.
fights around that site go alright. So really nice adjustments in the rounds to come out from Nongshim. Again, you know,
Again, they ended up in a good spot.
We didn't see it work for Paper
Pushing this when you've only got stingers and not much util.
This time as well, is Frost going to be upset?
I feel like you
with
want to
the
be
fact that that's another little
pushing
half
Garage
force up,
and
doesn't
kind of holding Garage with someone at least. With a stinger? Like, that seems ideal. Wait, Ivy and Envy are different players. I don't know if you were here for it before, but wait till I tell you about this guy. Wait till you learn about this guy. Wait till he finds out about Envy? Yeah. Okay, big round for Talon. They use their second timeout. This is a must win, otherwise it's probably map over.
all things considered.
Very much so. And if they do pick this up, then I even see the game pretty much being hammered in and through. Cam instantly spotting out, so some of Talon's intentions already being told. Killua though just sending it into
pretty fucking
Garage,
dumb.
instantly spammed
What
through.
the fuck is that?
Trying to get the timing on the back of his clone, but it's not going to be happening, unfortunately.
You can do
So
that
that's one
if they
avenue
fought
of
A.
how you would get into a site done. You do
If
have
they
Primi,
don't fight A,
and he
then what the
really
fuck
needs
are you
to try and
doing?
lead for the team here, doesn't he?
Also, in terms of the macro game, not too much of a red herring, right? This is Nongshim knowing what they're trying to pull off. It's not clear fake, so they're still spreading themselves across just to watch out for where
It just
Talon
makes
might
no
push.
sense.
Yeah, and you may have missed
Like
it,
if
but
you
Ivy did
hear
just
them
use
like
his outdrone to
4-stack or
reclear
3-stack
mid
fight
after that
A,
camera was destroyed earlier on, right? So
that play
there
makes some
is
sense.
a lull of info right now that has
When there's
faded
one
away,
guy on
and
A.
Nongshim fall back from the site. They've still
What
got
are
this
you doing?
trap wire here. Persia is on the site. A smoke to refresh in a couple of seconds, but he kind of is isolated. Now that Margaret's here, though, they can fight.
Trying to refill that space where the drone kind of left off, but still the trade protocol is coming back through into it. Nongshim happy to receive, especially up around the link areas and on site.
And what did I say just before? If that next gun round does not go Talon's way, it's going to make things extremely awkward, and that's, you know, even more hurtful because of the 2 force-ups that we had in rounds number 14 and 15. You know, a timeout that doesn't convert into your team's way either. So things go from bad to worse for Talon right now. 2 rounds essentially, and this map could be done.
On Talon's own map pick, you might, if you're Nongshim, you might even consider just buying an outlaw, considering the fact that they're all probably going to be on light shields. But we will stay on the rifles.
A bit risky if you do go for the outlaw though, because Killua has the dimensional drift, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of need to respect this at the moment.
it's gonna
you
be
play
full
off
retake
site,
A.
and you go in together. You've got
With
an overdrive
Pale
for
Wolf.
Dambi to throw in there.
Where you
You've got
going,
the
sir?
Armageddon for Francis, and on a map like Haven, that could be really impactful at A.
Give them that
Triple
space,
flank.
do your due diligence in working across the map. Where could some of the possible lurks be? Now
Should
they've
die
spotted
here,
out
though.
Cruz. Simple trade being found, 4-on-4. Killua though.
Yeah, you almost need to feel like you have to use the Armageddon here to help your team get into the site.
You've got a lot of space if you were Talon. Make sure to hold on to that space and try to prevent Nongshim from pushing through. Armageddon being sent in by Francis.
Clean.
Just to cause
Should
some
die.
havoc on the site. Dabby sliding in with the overdrive, and he's
Wow.
going to be able to delete every player. A triple found in the round, especially with more support from his teammates. Nongshim reaching map point.
And that feels like
Been a
a
good off
really
by Nongshim.
quick decision has been made from Nongshim as well, when they recognize that they could go for a flank or they have to come back towards the site. You know, what abilities do we have? How do we try and navigate this? this? Well, let's lock somebody in hell. Let's set up for Danby to get on the overdrive, and together as a team, flood
That was
the
nice
site.
though. That was
What
I
was
like
declared,
their
the fact
decision
that there was a bit of a
to
recon
not
scale
go with the
towards
flank
Tick Boys did not
and come
help
back.
this situation either.
That was a really
And it's just
nice
really
round.
quick plays from Nongshim. Everybody, doing what they need to in that sort of position, and now they have put themselves on map point of their opponent's picks, and they've got
What's
7
retakes?
of them
Google
to
is
play with.
free.
Every step
Or
of
is
the
it?
way, every round,
You have to
Talon
sell your
tries to
soul.
peek into a site. Nongshim are there. They're here, they're there, they're every freaking where, and that's going to be just Talon now trying to hold back with their last-ditch effort, the last buy that they could possibly afford. If they're able to make this work, then 6 rounds to try to claw things back into overtime. A-Long already blocked off, though.
Yep. Droning out mid to clear some information. It's going to get dodged.
Standard for now.
Yep, and Margaret, I mean, in this sort of situation for him as well, he knows that he needs information in either garage or over at long. Camera to be destroyed, so now he's got the info.
We'll see exact.
Especially with the conversion wall
Can we
being
get
sent out
Ulto?
as well.
He's getting it now. Oh. Jump
Currently
back in
not seeing
time.
too much though, but Persia
Cruise,
will
of course,
continue
they
to
killed
peek
on the
around
other side of the
site.
map.
Spots out 1, and here comes Primi with another kill contract, needing to hit the spot.
Okay.
Will be able to find his ground. Retaps onto the shield.
Ivy Hunter's Fury though.
Trying to set himself up for it. Team in position, 4-on-4 for Talon. Trying to get themselves away from the spike, possibly play post plant around C-Long, and that's when the hardest fury comes out. So trying to call that the site is somewhat clear. Does find Killua as well. So more trades found now. C-Long being smoked off. Primi and Jit Boys needing to find the correct spams, but Nongshim's got spams of their own. It's just Primi running out of bullets. Does find a tap, but Danby finds
GG,
the
a
map.
flawless defensive half from Nongshim. Very nice by them. Not so nice from Talon. They just look kind of shit. Okay, let me go back to
Sure
Paper
that
X.
we're something still right around the corners, and the rest of heaven, everything all blocked off by the smokes. Oh, and here
Remember when
comes
Jing got an ace
the
in round
salvos
1?
as well.
That was
Something
fun.
continuing to try to sneak something through.
Which means you don't have them for the full post now.
Or at least hang back and hold it long enough. Famous happy to take the fights. The rest of the team all holding up by B-Long. But take a look at the mini-map. DOS9, where's he going? Here comes Zero, though. Able to find a bit of a double. And PaperX able to answer back as well. Now Jing looking to tap the spike. DOS9's positioning,
Oh, it didn't
timing
get
on the
huffed.
peak. Might be able to surprise PaperX. They might have heard a peep as well, though. Now getting off the hand. Carry forward.
Get a little bit more.
We have already seen Boom deal with the B site, quite effectively, especially with the 0 point as well. Now back in towards A, clears out the forward
I think
positions.
this. I can't decide if this skin is
Zero went
awful
away
or
from the null
amazing.
command as well. So if anyone gives him a peek and they lose their
looks
life,
so strange.
it's going to be huge for a post plan if he doesn't get it off the spike.
Wow. Smokes off, and it is Boom trying to look for a possible sheer wall, but instantly sprayed down by Patman and Gang. So Boom having to respect a bit of this space now.
Yep. Creep on up, as saying the sheer can protect them in art. You've got the thorns as well. Whilst nerfed, will still buy a little bit of time. Right out of the wall, there's the thorns. So it really comes down to this 50 seconds for Boom. Do they stay and wait to explode out onto this A site? Not the worst idea, and they're going to go for it.
Will PaperX be able to hold? Patman in with the off angle. Tries to hold towards stairs as well. Bit of burst through, and
Okay.
it's going to be that.
Whoa, okay.
But yeah, good test up through B-Long.
That was quite nice from Patman.
Oh, PaperX pushing up as well, though. Oh, and it's instantly dealt with by Famous and his op.
And what did I say earlier? If
Although,
up through B-Long.
back into it. Oh, PaperX pushing up as well, though. Oh, and
Operator lines is Fame, fortunately.
going to reposition
It's
right
unfortunate.
now.
Is not going to be.
Know that Boom are barreling down this B-long position. What are the rest of the players doing?
Haunt in, gets a bit of a reveal, but it's all the players from Boom looking to get out into the site. Patman, yeah, that was a bit ill-advised. Forsaken couldn't get any trades
God, this
there.
must have been sad watching this.
Way
Don't they
far
like
too
kind of
exposed,
fake comeback
and
this
Boom
time?
are just surrounding this site.
They don't win this round, do they?
Shiro holding down halls, the rest of the
Shiro's
team.
on his own, don't
they
love
have
that.
Teo in play. Salvo's possibly coming back online at some
But of
point.
course they
Hall's
don't
not
bother to
clear,
check.
hello?
Yeah, not even looking for him. got to how much time just bounce. You got
So Boomer in the playoffs
right?
already,
So a couple of
like
dodges
guaranteed,
out,
and then guaranteed kind of not fourth as well.
They start to shift over towards B, but there's an absence of positions up the alleyway.
That's crazy.
Right?
Who would have
Lockdown,
thought?
if they do decide to continue to push, not lockdown, sorry, it's going to be the alarm bot. So Paper can't quite push all the way through. Meanwhile, Boom.
If they do continue to this B site, time can be bought from Patman on the ult.
Oh, a lot of players on the other side though. The jump peek, can he sustain himself?
There's the ult, there's the C's as well. So time to be bought, but you're going to funnel them in towards Jing.
I mean, I hate when we get all 5 players in mid.
Jing down again!
Yeah, he's
But
on
they
the
forget they have
drive line,
an
just
off,
not
of course.
expecting them to be positioned in connector when you
They are
100% would
sloppy,
have
aren't
to
they?
into a question mark.
So it's
I
really
mean, but I don't love this from Boom.
members at that spot.
All 5 of you here.
Flash either, so it's
Nice
really
shot.
unfortunate. But at least Patman will be able to answer the Pat signal. Continues to hold the angle as well, but here it comes. It's going to be dueling mechanics. Divide in for additional
that's
support
funny.
as well. Something
Batman is able to answer the Pat signal.
But it's going to be Paper.
What a great line.
I have to imagine it's a really tough thing for Jing to deal with as well. You know, a lot of the fans, or fake fans, calling
Boom CEO tweet. Hold on. Thank you, Bleed. I love you.
him different names as such, but he has to deal with this adversity now.
I mean,
pushing up into where it's A main.
It's the double duelists that are both 6 kills, right? They're not really too impactful in this game so far. 0.53 in A main.
And the sheer wall instantly tripped. Famous on a bit of a journey with this judge currently.
Yeah, do they expect him to be pushed through connector? The Prowler goes into him, and the Prowler has just seen Famous, by the way, so they're very targeted on him here.
Run it back, suss out the judge, but here comes Patman
This is a strange round again by Boom. I mean, again, all 5 players in mid. Like, bruh,
early A main presence.
take a main. There
If
you go.
this was a quick A take from Boom as well, they could eventually have the gate crash over from something, which I believe, yeah, it's not made it all the way back into the spawn at the moment, but he does have the operator over at the B site, so you'd almost want to kind
What's
of
map
not
2? I
see
think it's
him
Lotus.
just fully disconnect from B here.
And the Talon game.
All right, he does kind of crash towards the back for a bit. Boom hasn't made a single peep thus far. And this is when they start to
I saw the Alex Rage. I was watching Choba's stream.
Flash as well.
If you're talking about the Fracture one,
But Forsaken playing
like
it
after
safe.
they force.
Yeah, Boom, a minute on the clock still. They would have to bait out these
Poor
stars
Mind
over
Freak
at the
is
A
just
site.
there,
It still
like-
has majority of Paper Rex's force
You know,
here.
like,
Yeah, and with
you know when a
Forsaken,
teacher like
Jiggle
crashes
doesn't
out,
want any more further down B link, so it's a bit of a read into this A site.
And you-
Jing
like,
trying
but not
to
at
force
you.
the issue with the
And
flashes,
you're just
but
gonna,
now
like-
pinned into his current position, and it lost Renzi Slash to force the issue with the flashes, but now pinned into his current position, and it lost Renzi Slash to find the double back in. Jing only finding one. Defy now has to hold and anchor down the site. But in with the Armageddon as well, he feels a lot of pressure. The Cosmic Divide blocking every single sightline. Clones out, but instantly dealt with. Forsaken able to find a frag off of it. Steel Garden as well. Look at NC Slasher,
fucking
ready
hell.
to hold. Just something left. Lose this, and it's map point for Boom. He's got an Op Komodo. Peeks the close angle, swaps to the shorty, finds NC Slasher, and swaps to a rifle. Has a chance. But it's 2 players holding up by stairs. He taps, creeps up front, not
Pearl here. Paper X is picked.
just so many of the like
God, and Paper X decide to
aggro or
push
any aggro play.
without
That's the thing though,
stopping
they
a
just
single
don't.
beat. The salvos will slow them down, but
This
Jing
is
happy to
Paper
fire
X.
back. Defy with the support
I
as
mean,
well.
this
But what
doesn't
is the
work.
spray transfer from Shiro? A bit of presence found by Forsaken, but now smoked off around stairs. He continues to creep through though. Position not quite found. Shiro
How's
lets
you?
him slip.
How's you aware of that?
And DOS9 will leave.
I was Forsaken like
Every
not
round
seen him
still
the
cut
first
so close.
2 times,
Boom
but then
now
turns around.
in with a bit of another half buy. Famous on the Buckkeeper threat.
Skip this eco. I know they lose.
Still hanging to an over.
He's saying when we consider Boom. But we'll see. Contest over towards the B side early on. Drone to push Forsaken back. Timing on the deeper Nebula. That's the 1-4 setup again here for Paper X, where they really need to start to have some rotates back over here. Boom, though, not necessarily needing to stay at this B site either. Some lurks over towards A. You've got Patman, who's actually just prowled in the street to clear both
Remember when Paper X were
sides.
good
So
at Pearl?
you know, positions
And when
around
this
the
was
map
Paper
that
X's
Boom
map,
technically
and
could
they'd
have
never
snuck
lose.
into.
You gotta be very careful as well, though. I mean, you mentioned those ultimates from before Komodo. Paper X has a few, but Shiro has the null command.
Yeah, but it's the passive approach from Boom at the moment that if they do let the timer go down extremely low, those ults could essentially just win the round for Paper X.
Shiro across the map as well. Boom trying to get a read for where Paper X have set up.
The 0 point did just get something on this deeper A line as well.
Something. Gotta be careful, buddy.
Surely
does
he could
have
say
the
shoot at
option.
my
Looks
feet
for
where
an escape
the
route
thorns
again.
are.
And this is where Boom recollects
they push
himself
something
towards his
back?
B site. Paper X's rotations.
But not that far back.
Forsaken starts to rotate towards
Boom, keeping them split 3 and 2.
You gotta destroy those thorns, man.
Does
See,
find
this is
its
what I
mark.
mean. Like, why did they not destroy
Jing in
those
with the run
thorns?
it
Now
back
you're just
as well.
fucked.
To fight, to receive first contact. More damage. Yeah,
And you just wasted
Going a lot
KO.
of that
He
fire
should have.
utility.
He's got to be telling them there, like, just shoot at my feet.
passive.
ultimates are
Like, he doesn't have to destroy it, but he can just tell his team, like, just shoot at my feet and we'll destroy the thorns
we
now.
will see. Paper X have been known to be a little bit superstitious themselves, but at least for now, needing to read the map incredibly well. Divide does have the Cosmic Divide. It is Boom on a bit of thrifty, though.
If this round does go Paper X's way, you will have the Armageddon on NC Slasher as well as go Paper X's way. You will have the Armageddon on NC Slash round.
What is
does
he
go
doing?
Paper X's way. You will have
Why is he
the
going out?
Armageddon on NC
What?
Slasher as well as the lockdown, unless you want to try and get them in this round where you now have a player advantage.
The pistol kill.
This will push something off the line. They know that the operator is around this A site.
To break the
Where
mid
you
turret?
now, as the lock Rex's way, you will have the Armageddon on NC Slasher.
But, what,
Does
just,
go Paper X
but why not be on the side with the Fate?
have the
Just do it
Armageddon
with the
on NC
Fate. Or
Slash
why not
this round.
fucking wait for
Does go Paper
Forsaken to,
X's
you know,
way.
just get there in like
Will
2
have
seconds?
The Armageddon on NC Slasher as well as the lockdown, unless you want to try and get them in this round where you now
Like-
have a player advantage.
The pistol kill.
Well, you got to. What is destroying the
This will push
turret
something
this
off the
second that
line.
important?
They know that the operator is around this A site, but do they know that mid is being crept up on by Paper X?
Rag toss as well. DOS9 low HP back in towards
Oh, they
mid
do invest the
window.
lockdown.
Oh,
what a
spots out
shot.
the next DOS9.
He saw Forsaken. He saw him as well.
And that's a lot of info. Lockdown investment might find its return right now. Armageddon pushes Paper X even further, and that's famous with the blades. A lot of space being collected on by Boom. Just 2 players out from Paper X to convert this entire round. Is it doable? Not quite. Defy famous.
Well, that was sad. Okay. Lotus. We didn't see the comps, but we will now. Primi on Waylay. And they're playing a fucking
this was the map
T1S
that
comp, but with
they,
Neon.
played against each other before Nongshim got eliminated.
Have they
in
played this
kickoff.
comp before?
Eliminated by Talon.
Yeah, so it was the opening
They might
map.
have done.
It went Nongshim's way. Whether or not it's going to happen here, there
This
is a
is a very
change up.
Nongshim
As
comp.
we've kind of highlighted, right? Number 1, Ivy on the ISO, Primi on the Waylay. Some trickling of lore. It's not the first time that Ivy has played Duelist, but it is the first time he's played ISO.
We'll see how effective this ISO is going to be, at least for now. Primi trying to toy with the utility coming out from Nongshim in towards the B side. That's that refract.
I don't know if that was a team
being
flash or
used
not.
effectively. Meanwhile, Jit Boys continuing to lurk and find some taps through. Does take down Ivy's shield, but Ivy continuing to hold the angle. Finds a double.
Oh, vulnerable going in as well. Remember the
Holy
update,
fuck.
but
And
it's
the
Derby.
relay bolts.
Yeah,
But they
it's a
actually
2
end up
versus
going
2. So this is
2
where
for
I
2.
would expect things to settle down just a bit.
Yes. Just reset. Talon trying to find more opportunities and space somewhere else. Still needing to be careful, though, in case Nongshim might have pushed up. But still holding around Baby Door.
If they do decide to go to the C site, Margaret does have a trap wire, so they'd have to pivot all the way around towards the pillar side if the camera doesn't spot anything out.
If you're going to B, though, then you got to watch out for a link where Margaret is still lying in wait. Finds the
shot.
first tap. Instant
Saw the
dink as
second, I
well.
think,
That
as well.
is a lot of damage.
And now you play the 2 versus 1.
30 seconds left.
So in with the spike plant, you've got some utility. You
Oh, you got
could
pinged.
hang back, but need to play and time this carefully. Pinged as well. So A little bit more as he fans
Oh,
himself out, but
ooh.
not quite able to find
say
the
Margaret
flick.
probably
Back
should have
towards the
taken the
top.
fight straight
Fortunately,
away,
it's going
but-
to be Margaret who Goomba stomps on him instead, and that's Nongshim picking up the pistol.
Yep, 3 out of 3 pistols here, so you see themselves, kind of finding a couple of the good ones that they want to see. I believe before today they were currently 50% on the pistols, I believe. So if they've managed to find all 3, that just furthers that scoreline vertically, which you do like to see.
Certainly, for sure. Just meeting again, Talon with Force. Right before this, towards the first map, we were talking about how this entire matchup kind of feels like shades of Talon versus RRQ, the way that Nongshim is playing currently.
Yep. Yeah, highlighted that at the tail end of the first map. Of course, we did see it on this very map, right? How RRQ were happy to let him in, let him play post, and let him kind of crumble in the post.
No one jet dash
Now,
would
though,
break
maybe
Cypher Trips. That was a funny
pull off some
time.
different looks, Talon, especially with the Waylay deployed.
Yep. And if Primy can't make Waylay work,
then no one can.
Then no one can.
Oh, this is a little bit of a tough spot to be in as well. You got to use the drone to possibly clear out the corners in towards B.
Yeah, you're just kind of waiting to see what Talon are going to do here.
Wait for Sleek to
Nobody of
flame them
Nongshim's
again?
going to go too far forward from the B side into pillars and give them a duel.
I mean, that
so
attack
they're gonna
side
have to
was...
recognize the trap wire
Well,
here.
I mean, they lost double pistol, so it's
This
like...
is something they do so well, isn't it? They've got these
Wasn't
long-range
a
weapons,
complete
and they're
disaster, but-
maintaining their range as well, sending some utility into the site. Still, though,
They lost double
Talon
pistol
having to
and
stay
they
grouped up
forced.
together.
I may
but
have
that's
made
where
a mistake
Margaret will
while
come
playing
in to
Feeler
spray
today.
and pray everyone
Yeah,
down.
maybe.
It's okay.
Although I think I picked
his
Talon,
life, getting a
so...
little bit ambitious there with the ghost because it was just a ghost, right? They take the remainder of the weapons.
I'm in the dumps as well,
rounds.
but...
You also deny the spike plant from going down, so no extra
What
ulti
football is
orb
that?
at the end there, no extra monies.
No extra anything. No extra win.
No extra nothing. No. So the gun round for them this time, they won't be trying their little
Ramp for
shenanigans
Chelsea,
and forcing up
Fulham,
upon forcing up
Liverpool.
and then dropping the next gun round. This will be a proper bonus
Spurs
round.
7.
Full buys up for Talon as well, though. Cruz one away from the Armageddon.
Big rubble contest. Technically, you would argue going the way of Talon right here with the utility providing them the forward space to stretch out in towards tree and now give Francis a bit of work to do.
Yeah, a lot of information at the very least, trying to get
Nice
himself
exit.
out of danger, but still Primy quick on the draw. The rest of Nongshim, though, already up towards heaven. Primy, especially as the Waylay. Oh, he's dancing with danger right now. Able to get the
What?
third kill as well. What
How
was
was he
that
killed
tap?
him with the shield?
Margaret and Persia left. Will
Killed him
smoke
with the
off
shield
tree to
and
try to
then
re-aggress.
flick.
They've already picked up and upgraded some weapons, but this is where Talon get to erase all the mistakes from the previous map. You've got the composition for this post-plant.
I mean, you've got salvos and aftershock. Should be unwinnable for Nongshim.
Up the smoke, Thigh comes in for the peaks, and he
Okay, nice,
will
4
find
alive.
the double to collect.
That's a crazy round by
nicely
Primy,
done.
though. It was a
Primy,
nice
the only
initial exit by
casualty,
Talon.
and his job was already kind of done, right? Finding the space and building the pressure around rubble, going forward in towards the site where he gets a quick shot on towards Francis, and then somehow is able to just spray transfer onto the third kill onto Danby. See that one back in the replay there as well. Quite unfortunate if you are a Nongshim fan, but if you are a Talon fan, brilliant. They got the bonus round, the round that they should be winning.
Or was that?
Okay, Ivy has all.
Just hit by a stun. Nonetheless, we're going back in for another rubble contest. This time hit with the ISO
just
shield
pop it?
sending forward. Primy refrex back though, and that's when you re-aggress into the B side if you're Talon.
Yeah,
Oh, if you
they're
use
gonna look
shield
to go
there.
potentially
Alright,
quick
okay, he
here.
pops
You've
it
got
now.
the ults going on in
Did
as
he
well.
get
You've
some?
still got
He
that
did.
trap wire at the front of sight, so you do shut it down. Ivy though.
Man, I mean, we're seeing a
Off
lot
the
of
kill
ISO
contract will
losses.
fall, and that's now Talon looking for other options. Mid-round calls into the C site all of a sudden. Margaret only here to receive. He does have Francis nearby though, and that's where they find a single frag. Takes down Cruz. If you're Talon now, feeling the pressure, how do you regroup? How do you recollect? They're still trying to break their way into this site,
Can
but
we have a
it feels a little bit
flashback?
disjointed.
Pretty's fun.
Down to Thigh, trying to collect on some couple of frags, but they are down to so low HP.
Oh,
Jit
big
Boys
reveal.
up towards Mound, and yet big reveal.
They
2
should-
on 2 though.
They should know that it's mound and backside
They're
too.
both low.
Still Within lethal range, Talon could find a chance to strike, but
ace for
Francis in for the sprays. Close range hit by Paranoia. No problem. We will find the ace.
Yep, that's great from him as well. Really patient for the first 3 kills, holding it down from the site. And then at the end there in the 2 versus 2, right, a brilliant port. Very self-sufficient for him and just dancing around this site, assisting his team.
Bro, I got
moments of
Persia.
brilliance coming up, right?
Just in total control, especially up by Waterfall, holding that angle. No one was able to make their way past Francis.
So they still have a buy here,
We'll
Don,
see
because they're 4-11 on
boys
the
back
first
up
round.
Talon, back
Gonna
up
get the
Primi
spite again,
in
it
the
looks
play
like.
for the rubble control as he refracts on out. Well, we can't really see the same thigh.
Oh yeah, unfortunately will fall.
Yeah, he's
See, this is sometimes the problem, right? Like, we go for this fight, but then our duelist is fucking just TPing out, and our Omen is now alone.
Is that worth it?
Like, this is sometimes the problem with
Right
Waylay,
now,
is that
not the
you're almost
intent
baiting
play.
your
No one
teammates.
else from Talon got out to be able to help, right? It's the stalling of the utility.
they're
You want to
gonna ult
reclaim
here.
the space. I mean, the ultimate is certainly going to help you, but not if Persia just dodges everything here.
Oh my god, and that's where he
in the
sprays
same
at the
spot
right
you saw him.
time. Bit of a spray transfer as now Danby chimes in for the double to finish things off.
Big numbers there from Nongshim around the A side as well. Getting the first kill. It doesn't matter that the saturate collects because Danby's just there, right? He's already ready to fight, and he's absolutely okay with having the fights thrown his way. Really, really good repositioning from Persia, I must admit. You know, the drone that starts to come on out, it'll find his position, but there's no, you know, quick communications that you can get for that really quick shot. You know, we're not reading minds here to get Persia out there and maybe bring some stability back towards Talon.
Just had no idea
So
that
they
he
just
might be in
continue
that
to
spot.
fight
You know, they
A.
were anticipating him to be, you know, on the further end, but now as the next round plays up, it's Talon with full pistols, just classics. Trying to pick up on Altovas at the very least.
Double trap wires on the side as well. You know, you'll usually see Shrouded Steps on the top of the boxes where that one you would hope to find, or if your Waylay is dashing in, that's where you would trap them as well. So some good kill trips to come through from Margaret here. If anyone's watching and you're playing against Waylays in your ranked, for example, if you're a Cypher, there's some trips for you.
Something to take note of, but at the same time right now, at the very least, Francis with the Prowler back, it does send Talon off across the map, possibly into the B site now. Camera just to check. But Ivy's in position, so is Danby.
It's just the pistols though, remember? Unless you're investing a lot of this utility to try and push Nongshim back.
Trying to at least possibly get the spike down. The refrags will help out the rest of the team though, and it allows for Cruz to find a couple of taps. Still though, within close range, Cruz continuing forward, goes in for the right clicks, pulls out the stun, and that's Primi now finding some kills.
Wow,
picks up onto the Vandal, and you've got the spike. It's a 1-on-2.
Full classics to get the job done, maybe here for Talon. They hear the rotating door. Persia does have smoke and dark cover. The ladder used already.
With the Shrouded Step and now back into stairs. Surely Talon expects this, but they will hold out from spawn with a high-low.
Yeah,
Smoke though.
That allows Jetboys to reposition. Really quick call from them, but is it all bait for Persia?
Information is key. He's trying not to reveal too much. Repositions with a Shrouded Step though. That's
wow, massive thrifty. Big
Yeah,
mistake from Nongshim. I mean, they were in a good position as well, right? They had 2 players here. One of them gets smoked off, but I mean, we should be able to deal with that.
You know, with a Waylay.
That was a round that probably shouldn't have happened.
The TP from the Waylay got one, then Ivy I mean, if Ivy just keeps aiming at them, they win. Then Francis goes for his shorty because he gets fucking bobbled and he's slow, so he thinks he has to pull out the shorty, but then it goes, and so he would have been way better off with his gun out again.
I mean, if you're
Just like 3 individual errors, basically.
All of a sudden, you got to watch out for the rest. But now, Talon looking to hang
Like,
back.
it's quite hard to lose a round to classics
From Nongshim.
when you've got full rifles, but the way you do it is have a bunch of situations like that. What the fuck?
Sprinting ahead.
But it is good damage, right? That off puts Killua from potentially going for an early duel again here. Play more on the
Gonna go to Margaret again here.
Timing on the dark cover
Gonna
as well
breach
is going
ult him,
to
maybe?
hold the proceedings over at this C site. And remember, those kill
How do they
trips are still
re-clear
going
A?
to be here for Margaret. This dark cover, when you see that played on top of the smoke, you would go
they
on top of
haven't
the
done
site.
it
You
successfully
generally
yet.
expect Shrouded Steps to come in. We've been seeing that a lot
If they have to
from
breach
teams
all
lately.
this,
So
then
heads up play
they're
from
shit
Margaret
at this
to
map.
at least anticipate that from the beginning there.
Still, though, with that space being relegated, it also allows for Killua to pick up the Aldor, who now has a Rolling Thunder. So looking to reaggress, possibly with Fault Line in towards A.
The Prowler, though, the fact that it gets someone so close to the pillars and you see the cage, you're not incentivized
is on the other side of the
to
map.
be the full play.
Yeah, still now.
And we're just fucking walking out. That's no smokes.
Persia will be able to eliminate Thai as he tries to launch an assault. We're back in towards the C site where Margaret is lying in wait. You still have those kill trips. Oh, dodged fully by Primi.
Okay, well, we now know that those trips are useless.
Jit Boys now to relay back into the site. Rolling Thunder and everything else dumped in. Jit Boys, Primi finding frags for themselves, and just Dabby off to the other end, not quite able to assault himself back in. Still, though, we'll certainly give it a go. But
how have Nongshim lost these last 2 rounds? Holy shit, they were in such a good spot. I guess they kind of got ult spam there a little bit, but they should not have been losing these rounds. And now they're on an eco. They've just let them way back into the game. I mean, again, that's fucking dog shit by them. Okay, you realize now that your trips are fucking dog shit, and those kill trips just aren't worth it. Especially because you don't know how fucking high they're gonna go. What the fuck are you doing?
Try to find some value as the Sentinel.
To be fair, you might expect that the Omen is going to TP up here and not fucking die here on his own like an idiot.
That light speed works. But still, so far we're seeing great ways for Primi to effectively use this waylay.
Some great
waylays for Nongshim to peek outside of C Mound. Up around this dark cover. Triple peeked into the slide.
Roman dies first again.
Shot. That's a weapon picked up.
But they get the idea that Francis is playing front B by seeing that Prowler, and that there was a lot of
Ivy's
players
one
over
off
at C,
ult as well.
So you're going to start to toy with the ideas of rotations, right?
They've already used their drone, so
at the A site, you don't know if they're
it's going to be a slow C reclear.
Cypher setup is at 8, so there is a bit of a change here. Now you're playing towards
They're
numbers.
just reading into the fact that they'll go back.
You see them over at the C site, you kind of fall back. You play with your shotgun. You see if you can get one to keep some favor for your team.
It's just the fact that he has the shotgun as well, but no slides, so certainly still.
Again, we've got our fucking duelist on the side of the map.
Cutting a lot of noise.
We're not doing a C exec without our waylay.
Question marks in their heads, so setting themselves up for a potential C hit. The flash does deter Talon, and that continues to burn down the clock.
And Salvo's just used as well, right? So you would have to get the spike plant down here as Talon to be able to reuse them in the round.
So the closest opportunity is going to be Primi around this A site, but it's an outlaw.
Can he duck that?
Trying to, but you're going to have to time this so well. Margaret on the other end. Oh, he's going to buy time instead. Stay alive long enough for the rest of the team to recollect. It's a bit of a 5-on-4 nonetheless, so we'll see if Talon's able to hold.
And remember, those salvos are going to come online. Killua with the aftershock as well if he wants to reposition to tree, but they opt to go forward
first.
First.
Talon.
Okay, shield
Outlaw
popped.
should win in the round here.
Talon then extends their range. Primi using the outlaw to his advantage. Killua as well.
This is a bit of an unusual post plant with no one in tree. Like, you can see that Nongshim literally just ran to tree and they were expecting, oh, everyone's going to be tree guys, and no one was. So nice little post plant by Talon, kind of an unorthodox post plant there, but
can't help but wonder if
when you've gone double push stairs and you've seen that, it was strange that they focused so hard on
pull them off the plant by
tree.
A little bit of extra time when it starts to go down.
But it felt like Nongshim were just in autopilot mode of it there. But like once he's seen 2 people shoot at him stairs, like
a well-navigated round at the end there from the likes of Talon, not deciding to backpedal after the space was found by Primi, right? Just really silently
are we going to be 2 in tree, 2 pushing stairs? That would be kind of fucking crazy, no? Maybe they'd already made that decision, I don't know. Yeah, but this could have easily been 6-1, and we've ended up at 4-4. Losing that classic Thrifty was absolutely gigantic for this game being close. And then even the round after, Nongshim were in a very good spot to win. Like, I'm not sure that Talon... I mean, they keep losing the first kill. Talon keep making a... It feels like they make, like, a stupid decision to start the round, and then Nongshim just can't quite convert it. But, like, they've ended up in a similar round where Primi's on his own somewhere, and the other 3 are on the other side of the map, and then they always come back to Primi. So if Nongshim can figure that out, which based off that last round, they should have a decent idea, because, well, I guess they don't know who destroyed the trip, but But even the round
At
before, you
least for
saw
now,
them on the camp.
Nongshim going back into it. It is just Primi. That's a lot of utility already spent.
Yep.
Then Talon fans out. A little bit closer in towards B, a little bit in towards
Again,
C.
you used ISO shield.
Does Ivy want to
You
use the
didn't
kill
ult.
contract? He won't, so he won't have a shield going into it. But remember,
But again, we just take a fucking
if he does get the
1v1.
kill, he'll have a shield coming out of it.
Right, we know that these trips
Still,
aren't always the
a bit
best.
of a lurk already eliminated. It does alleviate some pressure towards the C site. Margaret, knowing where his opponents are coming in
walk
from, pops the cage and then falls back into a safer spot. Nongshim looking to retake with numbers.
And he can't play off his trip there either,
5v4,
unfortunately.
but they've got Waylay ult.
Remember, Primi does have Convergent Pass as well.
Gonna try and
so
push
maybe they
something?
want to find some deeper space towards it.
And kill contract from Ivy as well would give Nongshim more of a numbers advantage, but
all the info.
Hold them, bro.
True.
He doesn't trust
Talon
himself.
Looking to extend their reach.
Oh.
But now being hit by ISO utility undercut being sent through. Primi though, still able to land a nutty shot. But that's the kill contract now coming through. Primi off to the other end.
Okay,
still
fair
able
enough.
to
Don't
find
trust yourself.
another
You
frag.
can't fucking
Killua
win one to save your
deletes
life.
Ivy as well.
Never mind. You haven't even looked close.
No longer into that alternate dimension. Now it's just
Again,
left
another
down to
5v4 for
Dambi and
Nongshim
Persia
that they lose.
to
Holy
pretty
fuck.
much run off where they're
This
safe.
is rough. This is fucking rough. This C hold from Margaret isn't good enough.
In the ISO there,
Like, that was a
another kill
pretty
contract that doesn't go his way here.
pretty lame attempt at a C hold.
That's still such a methodical round coming out from Talon off of Nongshim's timeout.
I want to see that ridiculous
I mean,
shot.
if you're doing,
that just,
like,
you know, a jump peek out.
I mean, this
and
is
you
twice
just
someone's been
delete
caught by
it.
this
I
trip, and
certainly
it's
hope
doing
that we will
fuck
get
all
to
for you.
take a
Right?
look at that
You
during
keep
the
putting
replays,
trips
but
back
still,
here,
I mean, the
and they're
way
either
this
not
entire
catching anyone
round
at all, or they are catching someone,
piloted by
but you can't fucking kill them.
Talon. First of all,
So
you
what's
have
the
Primi
point?
Just to bait out all that utility, then the rest of the squad. Oh, right there.
Yeah, I wish we could see that from Primi's point of view, if he was already ready for it, because he was strafing towards the corner side of sight, right?
Like,
Either
put a trip
way,
somewhere you can actually
Talon
kill
are going to
them.
be able to find the lead here.
Okay, they're gonna
I wonder
force.
what our desk thinks now. This is the first time we've seen.
No,
So I
we
think-
can't give the desk the fuel for the Waylay.
So they
We
lost to
can't do it.
Classics, and then they've been in
Why
3
not?
5v4s and lost all of them.
I don't know.
Could be good. Could be.
And like, not even
It
like
certainly is
oh,
looking good
a
for now, but
technical
I will
5v4,
hold
like
my
a
tongue
straight
because the
5v4.
scoreline
Okay, he's
is
done
still
some
rather
different
close.
trips.
We were just highlighting why Dambi shouldn't
I
be
mean,
playing
that
it,
time
right?
they
Because
literally just
Neon,
walked in
different
onto site.
yeah, not wrong.
Still though, Rebel control now for Nongshim. Margaret has been
Well, look how deep they are in lobby, though.
holding this responsibility to hold down C with the
Okay,
push
again,
out all of a sudden now.
4v3. Let's
Something
see how
that
they
Talon
lose this
hasn't
one.
Quite anticipated.
What do we think? They have
will
Fatal
feel
here.
the punch off that one.
Yeah, and you give the spike to him. You don't want to overstay your welcome when you've got the player advantage. You've also removed smokes now for Talon. You've removed crews as well, so no
First
salvos
kills in this
drones
game
you've
is
got
going to be
contend
crazy
with.
when Talon
It's going to be
wins.
a little bit tougher if you are to retake Rebel, especially with that smoke in their faces.
But Persia is by himself, and they're just going to contact out to him, so he has to hit these shots. Quack. First
And
one's
he
good.
will.
Okay, I mean, now it's a
It's a
4v2.
clear and concise off angle, simply held. Perhaps if Jit Boys might have bought some attention, especially around B, but
you can't
unfortunately
lose
wasn't
this
quite
one now.
there.
Oh, you can.
So now maybe Jit Boys using this slight positioning or time to sneak into the B site.
I don't think Francis saw him whatsoever.
Yeah, not quite, but you've got Primi still.
Okay, now he saw them.
And that's a bit of a tell already. You still got to watch out for where Margaret could be approaching in from. And it's just a tap. 15 seconds, and then you're running it down into the C site. Margaret's still somewhere. What are you going to do?
Yeah, the camera too, don't forget.
Not entirely sure. That's the swing from Jit Boys, unfortunately into his own death. 5 seconds, Primi looking for the stick, and with that stick comes the kill from Margaret.
They didn't lose this one.
Nongshim tying up the score.
Yep, didn't
About
need
time.
to re-get on the camera to try and tag Primi up there. Just recognize that he has to go for
Look
the
at
play
Talon's
at the
money,
time
though. It's
there, and he
fucking
can
through the
catch
roof.
him when he tries to re-pull the primary weapon out. So an immediate answer back for Nongshim. And a wise idea for them to push the lobby as well, right? You're kind of catching Talon a little bit
Again,
off guard
a
with that
Nongshim with a
aggression.
decent idea, you know, the push through A.
It did get a little bit worrisome at some points, but I
quite
do
good,
believe
but-
Nongshim playing the macro game right now, able to read the map, especially with Margaret anchoring down the C site. He doesn't feel too much of a presence coming up from Talon, so that was the call for the rest of the team. Talon possibly needing to retool their current approach.
Yeah, well, they have already found 5 rounds, right? And that's what they did get against RRQ, though their defensive side was a little bit lackluster. So I am hoping that they've fine-tuned that a little bit more going on the flip. But 2 more rounds to play in this half. Again, we're going to have a bit of rubble contest that Nongshim are ultimately going to win. And Primi didn't actually use light speed this time to
That's
get
right.
out there, right? So he's still got that available with
Wait,
an operator
Primi
pushed up a
opping.
line early.
That's something for Nongshim to take note of as well. Primi wasn't here, so he's got to be somewhere else, and that refract is still in play. So positioned up towards C, he's trying to find Margaret. Meanwhile, the peek out from Nongshim outside of B, though, instantly
Well,
punished.
unlucky, they were thinking it
And
would
then the
be
mid-round
one.
to
I think it
crunch
was
down
3.
Francis's position. That's Francis gone, saturated into the C site. Margaret peeking out, unfortunately to his own death.
That was that
Persia
money.
firing frantically
it's okay.
to try to survive. But with that, an open sight onto C.
False sense of security, unfortunately, for
he
Nongshim there
saves, they'll
when
be
Francis
fine
throws in the
money-wise.
Prowler and it doesn't spot anybody deep enough at the pillars. They try to
That was,
throw everything at it, throwing 3
Got
players.
baited a
and
bit by the Prowler
it's
there.
just a little firm
Prowler
how you do
doesn't
from
see anyone,
Talon
so
that
you're
they're ready
expecting, oh,
for.
maybe there'll be like one guy out here. Instead, the whole fucking team is walking at you.
Firm and steady, and now on for a bit of a hunt.
If you do remove this gun from Persia, you go
Well, that's
into
the problem,
last
right? Like,
round where you're
normally
still
you would
gonna have
flash
to see the
that,
full
but we
rebuy
don't
from
have
Nongshim.
any flash.
No overdrive for Danby either.
He needs
Like,
to stay
this is
alive.
like, you
He
know,
certainly does. He's at the
that was
right
kind of a
position,
bit of a comp
technically,
problem,
if you're
because normally if you do this,
the
right, you're
way that
getting
Talon
breach
are
flash
kind of
here, or you're
consuming
Euro
positions around
flashing,
the map.
or
A big long smoke
you
to
know,
try to
just
throw
something.
Talon off his scent as
in case
well,
that
but
happens.
now already spotted out. Flesh out of position. Thigh. Okay, we'll jump on over. Primi holds the opposite angle.
She lie
and
winning
that
against
will
Trace.
hurt your chances at buying back.
That's not
in
a
the next
massive
round.
shot.
Well, you got to buy in the next round. It is the last round of the
Well, I
half.
mean,
It mainly is the difference between
can't
what
afford-
the rest of the team is going to have,
can't
right?
buy one up for his teammate.
Can't get one over towards Derby. Wouldn't be surprised if they want to go for a bit more of this A-Rubble control, get the orb, get him one step closer to the overdrive that you might have available if a plant goes down, for example.
We'll see. Before now, again, this waylay and
Wait,
how
Danby
much
with a
it's able to
judge.
do, or maybe not even that, just Talon's protocols and how they want to
This time they put the Omen on C. I think this is a
show
good
off
idea.
different looks
Oh, I
across the
don't
map.
No, but they make a
Rubble
mistake.
control conceded for now.
Yeah, and Dai's going to commune that over to
What
the
the-
team. that he
Okay,
saw
actually,
the
they got away with it.
Convergent wall.
Because there was a possibility here
So
you
you
were
know
going to
that the
get this
ISO was
fight,
around the A side.
and he's got a judge and you're in a lot of
I don't know if
trouble.
they actually spotted out Danby though.
But now
who
they're
has
trying
the
to
judge
fake
in
like
hand.
they haven't
Now
taken
they
this
will with
space.
drone.
I mean,
So
now
you
they
get an
know.
idea that both duelists were towards the A site. Where would the Cypher be? Generally wouldn't be.
But I
at
thought
the
what they
same
were
site
going to do
then,
is
so
they were
you-
going to
you
just
kind of
play
assume maybe
Omen
over towards
Cypher
C that
C.
he's been time and
This
time
would have
again.
been a nice
That's
call.
how Talon can
Omen
kind of
Cypher C,
formulate a
put
plan
this
around
smoke
this,
here,
right? Let's
pretend like
avoid
we're
the
fighting
duelist,
that. Oh my
headed towards
god.
an opposite site, but Persia will be able to strike all of a sudden as well.
See, because
So look for
he
the
needs
trade.
that.
The duelist now continuing to
just
push
troll.
out. Hungry, thirsty, but that's where they get punished by Talon.
Yep, and
Talon.
they're just
Because
gonna
Mario's been
pivot
struggling here
towards
on the
this
C
C
side,
side together
so
as a
he
team
needs
to
some
play
help.
strength in numbers.
Absolutely. You got a little bit of a potential pinch from Francis, though, but he's only got the Guardian. Rolling Thunder now sent out by Cruz. Or not Cruz, but still.
Okay.
The entire site, everyone collapsed on into it.
Yeah, not a great round again by Nongshim. Just getting caught off, overheating a lot. That was a pretty fucking rough second half of that. A lot of thrown rounds and then just terrible decisions. Because how many first kills did they get? Update. They're only +2? They must have lost them in the pistol round or something. Because they had 3 in a row there. They had one in that last one as well. I think that was disappointing for Nongshim though. That could have been a what? I mean, after winning 4-1 up. Wait, it was 4-1. And then 7-5. Yeah, that could have been 8-4 to them, probably. If they just didn't troll some of those rounds. But again, the Cypher setups on C weren't very good. And just some of the overheats. Like there in that last round, why are we pushing? Like again, we get into a 5v4. I guess it was kind of a 4v4 when the Omen died. But like, do we need to just fucking run this, push it when our Neon has a judge? Like what?
how this double duelist fares off
Okay, can
on
they
the
win all
attacking
pistols?
side for Nongshim.
I would actually really like to know, like, when Ivy played the Reyna and the Jet that he has dived in towards before. Like, how long ago was this? With what roster? You know, I got to dig deep.
See, like, this is the kind of trip that he should have been doing more.
A lot of noise made outside
He should have been doing this trip. For the way he was playing C so passive,
That's the thing right now. Differences in terms of our
a trip like
initiators,
back
where
here
Cruz
that he
gets
can
drone
actually
up through
play
mid,
off and get a kill
Prowler
from,
that Francis
he
was
should have been
throwing.
doing that.
You're already seeing a big rotation from Talon towards this C side.
It was like in his head at the start of the round, he was
for it,
like,
but this
I'm
is
gonna
when
hold this
Margaret
site,
goes in
watch
for
me.
that lurk
And then
once
when they
again.
actually came to him, he was like,
Early flash.
Very proficient in his lurks, but does he expect Cruz to be on this slight little off angle? Good reposition.
Spotted. He swings for
See
it
what
as
I mean,
well.
bro?
That does
Like,
hurt
fuck
for
me.
Sure. Margaret
He's
feeling
just
the
running
pain
away
from
from
that
everything.
one. And then the salvos to flash out those footsteps closer in towards A main. So
Good stun.
Talon ready to strike. Unfortunately, not quite as swift and precise as they needed it to be.
Premi,
needs to make sure he doesn't
see where he
refract
put
into
down
that
his
spot.
refract?
Yeah, so that's going to be Nongshim able to get the spike down into A. How will they play it, though?
Look at Francis and Cruz.
As well as Danby
just the
continue to
dink.
push
Well.
further up front. Cruz, though, on a bit of a tear in this pistol. Danby feeling the pressure, needing to push on out. Will be
How
able
has
to
he
find a
got
double.
2 kills from that?
Is it
Ivy's
enough
still
for
got
his team, though,
shield.
to be able to close this quack?
2 on 3. Cruz is relatively low, and Ivy is, well,
In no man's land.
somewhat sussed out. Have an idea of where he is, and he does have that double tap as well. Meanwhile, Persia just
Oh,
staying
the
hidden, but
timing, bro.
with the wrong
They round
timing
over.
for it. Jit
Yeah,
Boys
this
will
map's
be
over.
able
I
to
just don't see how
strike him in the
Nongshim can win
back.
playing like
Cruz
this.
then to clean
They
things
just
up.
reverted back into just absolute
Talon
fucking
picking
melons.
up the pistol.
Yeah,
They've just
they're gonna
reverted
find their
into
first
full
one of this
melon.
series as well, and
Like,
I gotta
they have
say,
no idea what they're
all
doing.
of those jewels for Nongshim, they're
Like,
essentially
I mean, the fact that
individual,
Danby gets 2
right?
here is
Very
incredible.
disconnected
He should
in
probably,
how
like,
they're
when he's
playing
making
those
this
pistols.
decision
I
to
mean,
walk
you
up
get
here
the
on his own,
idea that you wanna try and
your
see
expected
Danby
kills
push
are
up
probably like
towards the
0.3.
spawn, bring something
And he somehow
back
managed to
towards
get
the team,
2.
But apart from that one, you know, Ivy is not
Like,
playing an agent that
I
can
understand
really
they're in a
have some
3v5.
great
They need to
impact
take a
on
risk,
towards
but
the
how the
post
fuck he's
lane
even made it
all the way
close
at
is
the rubble.
unbelievable.
You know, he has to run in, especially with Persia losing his life.
Walking
A
into
little bit
CT on
questionable
your
in
own.
that sort of scenario. You know, if he finds the right little lurk timing in there, okay,
Danby
sure,
with a
but
judge.
it's not going to be reliable.
Yeah, it's not so much of a post-plan agent, more of a slightly
tagged? He did
initiating
not.
duelist kind of agent, so you need to be pushing up front, especially alongside Danby. I gotta imagine that's what it is, but still, right now with a bit of a slight half, you got Danby
It's a good
on
smoke.
the Bucky, and he's just non-stop assaulting himself forward, takes down Jit Boys, and that's already a bit
Oh,
of a
it's
frag.
cancer.
Spike down as well.
Only
I don't know what gun
Danby
that's
would
like,
do
man. It
that.
didn't
Now
look
they
like me.
re-clear towards the holes as well, and they built for a gun.
Outlaw
Oh.
whiffed. And
Oh,
that
no.
means seizes the
Oh, no.
opportunity to slide further in. Triple found, trying to shut him down.
They know where they are as well.
But reeling from the losses.
Okay, thank God
Trades
they-
found by
Oh
Francis now.
no,
And they know
Talon.
Cruz is here
You
because
lost
he's
to a
opened the rotating
fucking
door.
Bucky.
The camera is just going to catch him smiling.
I mean, it was
And he's gonna have
funny,
to save.
Yep.
but
Unfortunate.
Jesus.
What a round from Nongshim. What a
It's just Danby. Well, I mean,
what a Nongshim round. Honestly.
Maybe that's how
Danby
they
would-
win.
you'll love to see it.
Just fucking
it took
jumping
him a
around with a
couple of
Bucky.
shots.
The
Wait, they
smoke
can't
was
do
good.
that.
I was gonna say
That's
like
true. Why
because
they
I
cannot do something like that.
was gonna say when you're in this round, you want this smoke.
Big Time kind of talked about it. It
You
just
want a
looks
smoke that you
natural
can
for
play in
Danby
with a
to-
Bucky, right? You
I'm
don't
saying,
actually want
yes,
the normal
but
smoke.
I do wonder, what's going to be that natural look then for the likes of
You want
Primi
smokes on the
and
site.
the rest of that Talon squad.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of growth for Talon as well, right? Incorporating the 2 new players.
Primi missing a lot of
from
shots
the
with the
Challenger
outlook now,
circuit
but
and how they're going to look. You know, Primi still relatively young in this roster.
so
as
they
well,
didn't win
right?
all the
So you really
pistols,
do
but
have
the one
a
they
lot of
lost, they
newcomers
have
coming
won
in
the
towards
second
Talon
round.
that
So
Cruz
assuming they can
has a lot of
convert this,
responsibility.
which we'll see, they give Primi the Guardian.
So
Gonna
far,
get a big
able
fight on
to
A.
live up to
Ivy's
that
4 and
mantle,
10 playing
but
ISO. I mean, that's not great.
As the rounds continue playing out,
Yeah,
we'll
they're gonna
see.
go for a little.
Because this round is one where
replay.
the economy
Problem
not
is they
quite
don't have great
favoring
guns.
Talon for now.
Big
They
trap.
do have that 4-1 on towards the A site.
Big trap if they hear an orb tap or any footsteps around the rotate door. There's info that a breach has been spotted.
Jiggles as
Does
well.
that change
Prowler
their
now.
plan? Yes, it does. So Nongshim
Camera
just being
from Jit
patient
Boys,
and
though,
waiting
still
for their
seem
own
like
smoke to
nothing much
fade.
towards the C site until
These are the sort of situations for Talon as well, right? That you're kind of really hoping they come towards this A side, or if not, they're going to have some significant time to set themselves up around C. You are waiting, as you mentioned, for this camera, right? When it eventually
not
spots
hear
out
that?
something, you get the full
Any
rotation
ear
happening.
users?
They finally start to do so.
Got some trips as well. Maybe not quite the guns.
Dancing with your ghost with $2.
Spike going out around stairs.
I was gonna say it's early in America,
Nongshim
but I guess it's
fanning
not
out.
that early.
Yep, Guardian for Primi needs to be the deal breaker here.
Play close, play safe, get some frags. But Margaret not allowing for Talon to do that.
Nah.
Waterfall, you're trying to regress in with the Paranoia, and it does work
Oh, what
out
a
for
Paranoia.
now. Primi in
Hold
with the
on.
third. He continues to swing,
lucky.
but still,
Lucky
Nongshim's
Margaret's on
got
it.
their number.
As I said, it needed to be Primi with that Guardian
What did
to
you
get
say?
something
As a pro of a
happening, but
rage quit and
unfortunately
walked
just
off
not able
mid-game.
to
Not that I'm
stand and
aware
deliver
of.
there. So Nongshim,
If someone
they
does
will
know of that
find the 2
situation, let me
rounds.
know,
They
but-
will knock on the door of Talon.
I'm not
But
aware
they're
of that
gonna
ever
have some
happening.
weaponry to see what they can do on this defensive side.
Still kind of making it somewhat doable. Yeah. Some of these kills, you gotta imagine he's close to his ult as well, but I do wonder how effective that could be on a retake.
Gonna favor the 1-4 setup yet again because they didn't show it in the previous round.
All back in
Didn't even
towards
read
that
the
rebel
donor, I literally
contest.
just did.
Oh, and it's just Talon not slowing down. Pushing on through with the
Okay,
shields. big
first
cracks.
actual A fight.
Killua in for the kills, and now
Oh,
somewhat of a loss for Nongshim.
Yeah.
he won
3
40 him.
players are gone off the wayside.
No, he didn't 140 him. He
Cruz
won
as well,
39
jiggling,
him or
might have
something.
spotted it out by the minimap.
Oh, Margaret, though, he's going to run into the potential trap wire as well, destroy that one.
That's what I mean, like, again,
And he needs
that
to
trip.
buy enough time
Not doing
for
much.
Persia to get over here. They should know the killer was low by the spray that they saw earlier on. But in a 2 versus 3 here, Quack, when you got to consider that there's fault line flashes,
2v3.
salvos that eventually come online. Just
Oh.
now, in fact.
Trying to create some fake presence around the door as well. Salvos, fault line, you have a lot at your
TP's back to
disposal.
himself.
Yes. Baited with the from the shadows on Persia. So still trying to
Salvos
keep
should
himself positioned
fucking...
around.
Oh no, they think they're out.
Cage out from Jit Boys, and they're looking to push out of
Never
it.
mind.
There it is. Margaret, though, off to the other end. Bit of a
big-
trade
big win
down
for,
to just
Talon.
kill collecting on this on those heads. And
Very-
Talon up to 8, well 9.
Very close to being taken out as well, and then that situation wouldn't have been possible, right? So a little bit unfortunate, but a really nice idea on when you open that rotating door over at the A site from Die to take this duel, right? It's shutting down Danby. You also remove the shield.
I mean, they
of
got a
Ivy,
bit fortunate
and the
here,
rest
though.
of your team kind of approaches the scenario and
They
wins
almost
it out
lined
as
up on
well.
both sides.
Happy enough to play retake.
Just a bit of the micro as well with how Thai is able to peek off of one end. You've got Killer around the back.
Okay, big
Killer,
round
who,
for
by the
Talon
way,
though. They
off
lose
that
this,
little
they're on a
kill
big
towards the end,
eco. And we'll
does
probably get to
have the
9-9.
rolling
Then again, they
thunder
went
on
around
Lion
classic.
Plants round.
The
But
defuse
big
rally,
big swing round for both.
picking it
Well,
up
Danby
there.
does have ult.
More towards the A site.
And that could be a potential
This time they
retake or
take
way
A.
to push Nongshim away. Nongshim, though, cutting out noise.
Let's see what information now is Talon that you can find. You conceded a lot towards A.
Okay, they see
Finding a
Danby's come
little
back.
late lurk in Danby. Cruise to the front of B as well, but ultimately, if you
Oh, they
do
think
try to
they're A,
overwhelm
though.
the forces at C and you give anything towards Primi, he's going to have that convergent path.
They
So
really
they're
think they're A.
really
Look at them
toying
A.
with the positions here
Well,
now.
they think there's some lurk
Talon,
been set up that
where
they're
you
trying to
wanna
get rid
maneuver
of.
them around the map, but the ultimate idea is getting towards this C site. You forced the only soldier back in Primi. Good saturate.
An attempt at from the
That's a
shadows
very
from
good
Thai as
saturate.
well, so a little bit burnt.
Still wants to go for it.
Especially in with the utility. Danby trying to go further in, but Jit Boys will shut that down. Now here comes further utility.
Ivy's lost. Ivy
Rolling
is,
Thunder sent
he's
out,
been
and Talon
net
looks to
negative
swarm
on
the
him.
site. Killua especially finding a lot of these side
Why,
lines
though?
now,
Why did we
just
have to
down
go for that
Francis.
play?
We'll find one with that
Okay,
last
GG.
bullet
Let's
from
go map
magazine,
3.
but
It's
Cruz
Fracture.
cleans things up
This has
quickly
been rough
for
from
Talon to reach a 10th.
Yeah, some unfortunate timing there for Danby as well, trying to push back in towards the holes, trying to find the space, right? Trying to find the kills
That
as
was a
well, but
really
just stunned
poor.
up. So that's quite unfortunate for him in that situation when he pulls out the overdrive, and even Ivy caught out repositioning back towards the site. So
Like, once you got saturated and slowed down,
they're caught off guard just a little bit.
like,
in a,
you were fine.
unfortunate
You were fine. You
situation
could
where
just
there's
play
no
and
trades
I guess you were
available,
worried
but I
about
flip it on
breach
over
ult.
towards Talon.
But
And they're
why,
forcing
like,
a timeout here from Nongshim.
what doesn't make sense about it is, why didn't you push with a fade ult instead? Right? Why did you push with like some normal util and then fade ult the other side? Why not fade ult the side you're about to push? And then Ivy just doesn't know doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know, should I stay and fight? Should I run back? What's going on? I'm getting salvoed. Like, he's just information overload for Ivy. But like, it just, like, the thing is though, their comp, this is like why their comp doesn't really make any sense, right? Because you basically just fully rely on Danby is going to get this kill. And if Danby doesn't get this kill, we just lose. Like, we've lost. But the thing is, it has to be a dry fight because we only have an Omen Flash. Right? So once we use the Omen Flash for the first time, then when we do this the second time, we don't have anything. Like, Danby just go and fucking kill. And if you don't, like, okay, Danby got one. Maybe we have a chance. Lucky us. But like, it is just like, if Danby doesn't just kill them, unlucky. And also, Ivy isn't a very good ISO player. Like, they would just be better off with Ivy on a normal role.
Make use of this, right? Buy some time away from some of the opponents. We can take Primi away, possibly. What? Still, though, that's going to be the Waylay ult somewhere, and at the same time, Thigh now trying to hold them off.
Yeah, they need to get in towards the site, though, because it was a 4 versus 4, and
okay, Ivy has ult. You have to pop ult here.
For it.
That's time bot away. Numbers dwindling.
He should just be popping ult now. He should just be
working against them right now if they
he must have a general
spot, but still,
fuck me. Why not let our ISO fucking take an ult fight first? Holy shit, you must ult this round, bro.
To run out of options. Ivy trying to jiggle, especially with the double tap shield. He's blinded as well.
No shield.
Out the undercut.
Fuck
just
me.
A delay. Unfortunately, not quite able to hold
Why is
down
he
Shri
playing
any
ISO?
further. It's
Why
just
is he playing
Francis
ISO?
who has to turn towards the back, and Thigh will find that frag off an elevated angle. Talon moving forward.
How is this
into
their
an
map
11.
pick?
Nongshim are really trying
How
to
is
press
this
a little
their
bit
map
deeper
pick?
to find some advantages. I love the fact that Primi is really keeping Francis in
Like,
check
bro,
outside the baby door.
it is a
Couple of conversion
3v4
paths,
where
and
you
he's
know
kinda
you
dancing
have
around
the
it, right? He
site.
throws out the saturated, actually caught
The
Francis.
Waylay has
He's
just
not
taken a
going
fight
too
in
far
blue room.
forward, right?
Just
He's not
fucking ult him.
overplaying his own hand. He's stalling for time for his team
Like,
to get
you
over
can't
him.
go
And
this
swinging
round
his
without
duels, and
using your ult.
ultimately,
You
Ivy
literally
is not
cannot
having success on this
have
ISO
your
at
ult
the
after this
moment.
round. It is
Feels like as soon as
10-7, you
Danby
are
is kind of
down.
removed from the equation,
You are now on an eco.
Nongshim,
Holy
crumpling a little
shit.
bit to try and
Use your
reclaim
brain.
reclaim some advantage positions.
Oh yes. Talon being able to play this sort of post-plant game. Primi and Cruz leading with the kill feed, but still...
Every round is just this. What is this? Oh, now you ult. Here we go.
The one that he did take away is Thigh, though. So now able to find that one right
Congrats.
back into it. Just kill on the site. Primi up towards the top of heaven. Spots him with a crosshair placement, though.
I love when we have no smokes. Fuck me.
Found in the
Look
round.
at this. What
And
are we
just Margaret
doing?
left. He might have snuck up in towards the B site, but the spike's down on the ground.
Yep.
Bro.
Very difficult situation for him to try and win a 1 versus 3 from.
I love
especially
a
now that
no
door's
smoke
closed.
exec.
He needs to re-navigate around the site, and eventually,
When we know
you
that there are people
there's
close
Talon,
because our
you
duelist
make
has
a
already
decision
been
here. You
traded
look
out.
towards the choke of the A lobby,
And that's just the clear thing to do.
or if he gets in towards the site and he picks up the
Like
spike,
what, we
well,
think
we're
that
just
they
playing
don't
this as 1 versus
rotate?
3. You know, we should be winning those 100% of the
Precisely
time.
that. You got the fault line. You got
Bruh.
the saturate still. Is that the refract? No, that's
And their
refract.
plan every
You're also
round is
not
just
playing
fucking
positions as Talon right now.
Danby
where
go
Margaret can
fucking
really
fling
find a 1
into
versus
tree.
1. They all
Let's just
collectively-
fling Danby into
It's
tree
really
and
nice,
hope
like,
and
crossfire
pray.
triangulation
Where they can
around Rubble
regroup
there.
as
Yeah.
well.
And now it's map point for Talon, looking to potentially trade each other's maps here. And we do get another look at
Bro,
potentially
they
Fracture,
won an
where
eco
we know
thanks to
Vic
Danby's
wants it,
Bucky
'cause
in
it's
the
going
second
to.
round.
I feel like Vic's not alone.
And then they
on that.
won
Come on,
the
come on.
eco
like
talent
something.
on were after that, and they have lost every round since.
I thought you were gonna. All right. Well, we'll see how it all goes when that match does
Again,
come
this
back
was
in, but
another
for now, at the very
advantageous
least,
situation. This was another
Talon
4v3. I think Talon must have won
looking miles
5 or
ahead
6
with
rounds
how
at
they
this
were
point.
playing as
In
compared to before on
3v4s and
Haven,
4v5s.
especially with the Waylay into play. back in towards that rebel control once again, and you've got Paranoia and everything sent out just to try to deal with what Dambi might be trying to pull off.
Yeah.
Dambi's just running into an aftershock.
Been doing it for the past 2 rounds now. This time,
bro, end this game.
I mean,
wrench thrown in.
Great ISO shield
definition
again.
of insanity, trying the same thing over and over again,
and
expecting a different result, right? This time in a game of Valorant, I mean, it's kind of defeats that. It's plausible.
You got 4 players this time. The trip out towards pillars as well, though, and intentionally breaking it. Talon trying to pull Nongshim away. Camera still around C.
Now it's just about these timing rotations again. Talon have been.
I mean, Talon on map 1. I mean, this is the thing as well. These are these two map picks. Talon's attack on Haven was pretty shit, but Talon's attack on Haven was more shit in a kind of like,
yep, and now it's going to be towards this C
generically shit way, is what I'd say, like where their coordination just wasn't very good and they were making stupid decisions. This, I think, is exposing though. Nongshim's comp just doesn't make any fucking sense.
How do you refill back
especially for the way that they play.
Players be certainly thinking about Mound.
Don't fake comeback now. Don't try and make it up now.
Something that they might not quite anticipate, and Dambi will spring.
Just fucking take your L. Take your medicine.
Now to hold the angle passively against
Oh yeah, now you go off. Now you pop off.
Killer for the trade. And you also have Margaret for the flank. Off a timing as well. Does Talon read this? Not quite. Francis able to hold. Killa able to flick as well, but the round nonetheless will head on over to Nongshim.
They lost their hands after map 1. What is going on?
In that duel could have
they got no hands.
The one that like kind of closed things around the seaside and made it a little bit more claustrophobic for Nongshim. They have to get in towards the site. The gun model is what betrayed him a little bit there.
What happened?
But heads up more for Nongshim, able to find the right timing to dispatch Jit Boys in the site and then lock it down, which we haven't really seen them being able to do just yet, right? We've seen, on this defensive side, good positions, good shots coming out from Talon, good work from Primi a lot of the time.
And a bit of that mental conditioning from Nongshim in towards the A side, working out a treat as well.
They remembered Margaret was rank Iron Lady.
Again, all the utility bringing around.
Look at that from Primi.
How many times are we gonna do this shit? He can't fucking win a fight with a shield again. How many times are we gonna do this shit? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
You're just wondering, what just happened? My teammates are all gone. I'm getting hit. I'm getting Valoranted.
I'm glad, Margaret. Surrender. Yeah, get your knife out. Surrender. Holy shit. God, the 2 attack sides from the map picks have been pretty rough. Okay, is China still playing? Because I'll be back in... Yeah, they are. Okay, good. Right, I'll put China on and I'll be back in a sec. There you go. Don't watch China. Trace versus XLG. Map 2. I can't tell if he's Dambi or Bambi the way they make him look like a deer in headlights.
暂时别安包了，长枪没有没收到啊，有一个人躲到了死角，一把被没收，一把还在。但是有把狂徒的，问题是位置可以防守方要了回来，远距离空格打死，再是一枪，正义带走一个，那没事了。那这样的话，爆能器甚至都捡不到啊，一个非常恐怖的四架枪线，究极变形金刚拿下了这一分 ，XLG 在这一分利用对面，我不确定等会儿会不会有回放看一下，为什么中路会被打了一个。 很有可能是躲过了对面的神鬼布局。威霸是第2时间钻出来的吗？但他这个位置其实是，他好像是从2楼跳下来的，看起来。但总而言之，中路其实是引起了很多的伏笔，因为 Loki 一倒没黑没烟。对 ，Loki 本来认为前面有一个夜路开大引路，我应该是安全的。哇，这分居然是有点借助对方的技能摆了一个口袋阵。哦，这一分暂停太有效了，只能说很厉害。 A 大的一波对抢，进攻方的话也是很识趣啊。这个位置如果防守方投资了所有的技能的话，确实进攻不太好出，因为毕竟那个口子是比较小的。机器人毁了。D 的话则把自己的进攻矛头来到了地图的左半边啊，这边的话依然是有开门转 C 的可能。 这个假人
方来说，这是个 BC 的摇摆。哦，假人没打掉，结果导致裁断被触发了。
这个裁断其实前段时间 Fnatic 总局用，对吧？他也是骗对方进来，然后直接是摁到死点去给技能灌进去
啊。核心的点是不想让这个裁断很廉价的被骗掉。Raga 的位置有点激进，但是 YOU 跟他做双架。
哎呦
，Raga 给一个 TP 点，然后自己开大招进去，确认点里面的人数。他点了一下，发现点里面人数不全，所以对面还有人在外面。那么你在 C 点的外面，大概率就是一个 BC 摇摆，所以叫队友在 B 点找人，但是没找过。
哦，这里的话看一下两边的技能的配合 ，C 场的位置做了一个交叉的枪线铺设，而 BY 的话，Happy 也在找对手，
没找过黑贝一个人在中路打穿了，但是 Raga 的位置过于神秘 ，Raga 要解决这个问题，让 Raga 没有敌得过黑贝，黑贝一个人面临几乎明牌的信息。但他在 B 场扛住了压力，把局面带到了一个2打1。
没错，而另外一边的话，可以看到 YOU 它是一个提前的转点，来到了 AY 的方向。这样的话，其实这一分有很多操作的这个方式啊，包括把这个放弃给到黑贝去安，包括像这样的话，剑影进去再剑影出来。啊，没有第二个剑影了。Locking 的话，看一下他最后的一个选位吧，
会不会过点的时候再看一眼？
打一个1打1。
而且黑贝的血量只能扛1枪2枪就倒。
是的，国王玫瑰的话是收集了近点的信息啊，没有对方的成员。
是，但他要搜的点还是蛮多的，包括可能像偏向于瀑布方向的 BC Link， 包括2楼都有可能藏人。
是的，
他完全不知道第二个人的信息。黑贝选择的最稳妥的方式，等对面低包。
他等下一个国王玫瑰给到，看一下是壁咚的位置还是哪里啊？拿一个信息，哦呦，正好是抓了一个桃花的时间，黑贝完成了王牌精锐，
还了一个朝对面招手，而且这一分我一定要讲，黑贝面临的压力是很大的，因为 Raga 的大招做了排除法 ，C 点的人不齐，就是在 B 点，所以他 call 了队友去清理 B 点，但是他遇到了黑贝，被黑贝逐一的解决和拆解。现在正面打了一个，然后缩回 B 点的凹槽，然后再打一个。非常漂亮的一个个人的发挥，
而且这一分的话，其实相对于 TE 来讲的话 ，SLG 想的稍微有一点点着急，因为可以看到，在开启自己的神鬼布局的时候，其实队友的铁壁是有技能的，但是 XLG 并没有选择去利用这个技能去打一个人数的差距。不管怎样，这一分的话还是由 TE 顺利的拿了下来，黑贝是一个上一分的最大的功臣。
这一分很出人意料的 XLG 利用先手闪跟悠远的 TP 是拿到了碎石的控制权，给黑硬出。立刻给反黑，惊雷卷地也给，能不能所有人都出去呢？好像可以。这就是夜路的强大之处，利用自己的 TP 很便宜的去骗掉了对面的惊雷卷地。
啊 ，T 赚到了，我是置换掉了对方的一个终极技能。
那唯一的坏处是小开现在没有任何一个 TP 去经典，除非他杀2个人。那也就意味着他接下来必须要跟队友一起，这样的话裁断可能是最大的威胁。但是YOU。这真不能倒，因为全指望他的裁断手 C 了。对面没有假人，没有 TP， 其实想要过这个 C 点是很难的。
但如果要打 C 的话，其实点内如果扑下这个末日审判的话 ，C 点能站的位置是比较少的。
Viva 是晃身，他想抓，但是刚好错开了机会。
这边要进点的话，感觉还是要投资一个末日审判啊。
看一下 Happy 为驻守的 A 点，没有任何的技能辅助，他在猜对面的位置，没有选择混烟。
Happy 这位置有点危险，
给了一个反阵，队友给了一个阵。对面选择装傻，我不漏洞你，你就不知道我震到人了。
哎呦，这位置走不掉了 ，Happy 维
他的犹豫付出了代价。
是的
，A 点是 Raga 迅速的补防，但 B 点同样进攻方也有想法，这有可能是一个 A 转。
Raga 的压力有点大，他要面临对方。
审判给 A。审判给 A 点里面 ，Raga 的位置很糟糕，表面逢敌没办法。2楼 Coconut 找到了一个机会，但 Coconut 在一个死位硬接2个，但是 Viva 来的太着急了，面临一个90度枪线给闪落地，但只剩自己打不了了。
又是黑贝，黑贝再次完成了一波3杀，
一个5杀加一个3杀，黑贝的枪杆完全打开了。
我这一分的话 ，XLG 的一个，尤其是 Happy 维的一个落位的选择，因为那个烟啊。那个独木不是他的独木，所以对方是可以等待这个阵完全消失之后，主动降下去抓你这个时间点。
他也不太敢去混，就是阵完混。
What's happening, Ian? How Trace? How my boys, Trace? My boys. Hey, babe.
你会做最保守的选择，但有时候会付出很大的代价。
We saw him at free throw.
One whole game 8个击败之后，也是帮助队伍反超了比分，
而且把 XLG
2 minutes。
这份 XLG 是只有一把数位。
Hey, babe, ace.
位置顶了出来啊！
直接顶防守方式想得很穿，这一分我就要更贪一点。
黑加阵
又是一个非常漂亮的骗牌，而且骗完之后后面队友又是有带端枪的。
确实。
Oh shit! Yes. We have an English feed. I forgot. Fuck this shit.
It's a 4v5 and
The weaponry isn't helping them. Kai gets the kill onto Rarga, and Coconut gets a headshot in return.
And meanwhile, in mid, looks like YOU and Hebe just missed each other.
Razor Divine has been popped.
Open though. Plant goes through.
Walking, holding the angle.
Check the pred result.
Yes, playing that so.
Talon win. Danby under 18.5 for Danby. For Dumby.
It doesn't matter. Low King claims 3.
Hey.
YOU is spotted as well. They're just gonna hunt him down.
Dumby.
Yes, Bianc.
Oh, Bianc.
Claiming the kill. There he goes. Trace Esports. With another one on the board. That is 5 in a row now. No, 3 in a row. 5, 4. I don't know.
3 in a row.
I can't count. It's been a long day already.
Dual King with another multi-kill there. 3K to his name. Trace Esports so far. After that ace from Hebe, 3 rounds in a row.
What the hell?
I think they're getting their momentum now. As we see, they see execute. Happy Way, wherever you are, aggressive control coming out of him, trying to contest for Mount, but thankfully able to rotate back. Paranoia is traded now as YOU holds strong. Happy Way a bit further back, but just a flurry of bullets now.
Happy Way is playing that like he was playing
You're producing this Magnum.
like he was playing the Yoru here or something. Yeah, because he keeps going for these aggressive pushes, and with him being down early on in these rounds, they have no smokes to sort of help these pushes on side. Oh wait,
Okay.
I just gets out. Yeah, with the TP.
Trying to at least maybe find anyone on to see. Guided Salvo was thrown by Viva all the way from top A. Braga forced to TP back out because of the fault line, but actually, Race Esports get stunned in return.
We cancel into the jump scare.
20 seconds remaining, 25 seconds remaining. Spike has not yet been planted, and now Axel G already 3 strong.
Hello, time! Time, Trace!
Doesn't have any much choice.
This looks dangerous for them.
I got it down.
They get this.
Oh, he pulled off! He got off it!
Mistake! How did he not stick that one? Okay, they get planted. Immediate.
Oh my god!
Happy Way with 3. But how
It's
can
only
they clear this
Hebe
Viper
remaining. Guided Salvo is almost. But Guided Salvo almost online for Viva. But Pong Pong not expecting the angle there. Viva is all alone with YOU. Time is still ticking. Guided Salvo is out. Getting the kill onto Hebe, but will he get the kill onto Pong Pong? Guided Salvo is out.
Oh
Got
my
the
god!
kill. Does he have time?
Okay.
Definitely what we do want to see, but I'm a little bit curious as well. We do have some.
Right, let's see. Remy again on Waylay. Dumby on Neon. At least they're playing a comp that makes sense here for Dumby. Oh, fuck. Let's see some fucking dog shit, Valorant. Who's ready to see some dog shit? I can smell it. Oh, they're going for the cringe play? They aren't going for cringe already. I mean, Francis has full util. Okay, Persia has no molly. They're not going for cringe.
How Waylay was designed as well.
Oh, fuck. They don't even realize.
We do want to see currently how Nongshim are going to work their way across this fracture map on their attacking side.
Remember when the dev said that the Cypher camera would make a noise if you were being seen by it? Was that ever actually a thing?
No one can trade you, but you managed to hop on out of that one. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, I thought he was playing a one and done, but right now with the salvos back online, he's able to kind of prevent the rest of the team from catching up to Danby, which then probably might be able to find a way to strike back. So, especially with that saturate now, able to collect a lot more space, and then for the rest of the team to swarm down.
My boy Akesh, this is the best time for us as PRX fans that automatically buy our jerseys. The waterfalls from Jinx tears will make us more jewelry than ever.
Are you just a massive hater? Fulham 2-1. I saw they scored. I saw 1-1. I literally went downstairs and saw it. Fuck's sake, I got Konate in my team. This has been a fucking rough week. Who scored? A Wobie? My fucking... This is about as rough as it gets. Although I do think Liverpool are kind of shit. Like, it's funny. Arsenal basically put out a lineup to not try in the league, but I think that Liverpool are now going to be pretty shit.
Needs to be able to read and adapt to Talon's defenses as fast as possible. Right now, just completely...
Okay, whilst they just fucking send it to
into B tower, where it's a little bit unfortunate. The entirety of Talon is here and ready to play and refrag back. Still, though, Margaret will try and attempt for a couple more frags
I mean, they actually did get pretty close.
To Jit Boys.
Yeah, I think one of the things for me in terms of stability for Nongshim is it feels like they haven't really found the right recipe of agents on how they want to play this map though, right? When you're considering kickoff, how they played against DRX, you'll call it a close map in the 13-9, but they had a couple of different agents in the mix, right? Where Margaret was playing onto the Killjoy, that's like kind of the only change in that one, and then the last time they played it, right? Dambi was on the Raze and we had swapped roles for Francis and for Ivy, so we're chopping and changing a little bit, but it still does kind of emphasize a little bit, you know, how comfy are we on this map, right? We haven't found exactly the right agents and exactly the right style that we want to be finding for this map against a Talon
I also could use with Salah scoring,
may have found what works for them.
Or being bothered to do anything.
At least for now, though, starting things off, they have done quite a bit to Talon's economy. Now hanging back as well, 1-4. Just Ivy to hang out around south side.
Right, let's see what Dumby does this time.
Not really find any momentum up through drop to get out in towards the site. They don't have some crunch control either that they've lost over at the A lobby side of things, so
okay, so just to destroy a trip, yeah. So it's going to be a pretty slow round. I mean,
always risky considering
you're not
what's
going to have salvos till like 16 seconds left.
Ivy with that drone was trying to bait out more of a reaction from Talon, but nothing too much found. And now Talon all of a sudden peeks out with that flashpoint. Premi to stun as well. The fault line will catch one or two of these players as well. Still, though, being able to hold this slight crossfire. Then comes the trades.
Okay.
Persia able to find numbers for Nongshim. Cruz, though, fending off from drop as well.
Molly as well.
Incendiary to stall and in with the special delivery as well.
20
Cruz
seconds
now has a
though,
rifle.
to essentially
He's
get
going
in
to
and
wrap
get that
around.
spike plant down. Incendiary's not going to keep them
Actually, not a terrible idea, but the Cypher unfortunately is kind of cost him by coming here as well. Jit Boys has made a mistake here.
You're going to see a group up in towards lobby at the moment where it is just going to be Ivy.
That's where there are some guns.
Because if he had showed himself in spawn, they would never expect this.
See why Talon wants to take this spot, but
they need someone else to make noise.
Weaponry. Cruz
okay, I mean,
able to take that burst down against Ivy. 2 on 3 left, and there are more guns found now, especially for Jit Boys, but Thigh will get taken out. So needing to mount this entire retake out from main, it's a little bit tricky. The angle is instantly felt and dealt with. Persia now trying to hold the angle, but he is kind of pinchered into this one little spot where Cruz finds a burst, gets the defuse just in time as well for Talon to pick up the bonus.
It gets close there, 0.65 at the end of it. Difference if the spike was maybe
fairly nice by Talon, but
and Persia could have gotten out the incendiary. You saw him try and contend with it.
Nongshim look a little bit confused. They didn't know exactly.
Try and get that
they made the call very late to get into this round.
Quite rough, right? You got a lot of great damage that's being thrown in towards that round by Talon, who go from fast to slow. You got a lot of numbers around the A site. You got some really good repositioning from them. The fact that they are grouping up back in towards main to do it together, right, and not just trying to play 3 different angles to try and keep Nongshim locked in towards the site. So yeah, they'll set themselves up nicely on this defensive side. Now this round should be a gimme, where then you'll also start to consider ultimates coming in towards the next rounds, right? Cruz is one away from the Armageddon.
Premi in with the Outlaw. Gimme, gimme, and he will be able to take one away. Oh, the stun slows Nongshim down as well. Dambi couldn't quite do what he wanted to do. So back off in towards B, in towards bench and arcade. Margaret is kind of lying in wait as well, but
yeah,
he's alone.
The lurk value at the moment is not going to bring too much for Margaret, unfortunately, because you spot out information as Jit Boys, yes, but you're still running in towards the Cypher side.
Yeah, you got all those trips online as well. Kill trip found. Just down to the remaining 3. Francis With the Stinger picked up, Persia, you might have an ult, but not quite the best opportunity to use it just yet. Talon beginning to surround them as well. I mean, look at this coming out from Tree. So in towards
Interesting
tower now.
to take a
Jitboys
firewall
takes back
stun,
a bit
but I
more
guess it
space. Margaret in for the peek. But at this point, your Talon, you know exactly where Margaret is. The lone survivor, smoked off, blocked off. And Primi to hold a shorty onto the other side. Dives in to find the shot now.
Okay, I mean, good start from Talon here. They look more in control, right? Like
Another cosmetic stun up in this round, of course.
they
I feel like that.
see. This is what I thought would happen, though, right? When they were winning those rounds on Lotus, when they were in constant 4v5s, it's like, well, eventually you'll find a point in the game where you're not in constant 4v5s and you're finding the first kill.
Really want to see what
And then you'll start
Nongshim are gonna be
dominating.
able to answer back with as well, right? Because
But they look in control, right? Like the timing of things and kind of the spacing of things, they look
rough at the moment. I know it's a small sample
they look
size
like
rounds
good
on this
Talon.
one so far, but
Early
you know,
time
he
up for
needs,
Nongshim.
bring in some
It's 7-5 here in Traceland.
A C heavy push actually coming for XLG and Trace Esports. I feel like Trace these past
Jobra gets battered everywhere he goes. Jobra gets battered everywhere he goes.
A 3P loss
everywhere he
like
goes.
Some random stuff that they shouldn't be losing to.
kind of want to play the map that'll stop him from being able to do so, right? You want to activate him, you want to really set him up for success with the kills to then refract out, or to saturate and go for more.
I mean, speaking of Primi flow state, yeah, just so much of this. The last time playing this against Team Secret, it was Primi leading the entire kill feed by 17 kills and only 5 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest highlight for me in that one, that it wasn't necessarily Primi getting the opening kills in that
let's see
series.
what they change up.
Jitboys
Primi
was finding
up
a lot of them, and
okay.
Primi was looking to lock things down at the end.
For now, though, Talon happy to sit passively, listening for info coming out from Nongshim.
Going for an A split.
This time, bit
Neon
of
will go up mid-site.
Going again into
Oh my god.
setup. This is what I was talking about a little
Salvo's
bit earlier,
close.
though. If you're going to get trapped out by the ults, you're just absolutely
Oh, just Jitboys killed them all? That's cool. I thought they were gonna
through. The Armageddon
like
actually plays in a
salvo
way
here.
that it flushes Nongshim
Wow.
into the site just
I mean,
for
they were
Killer
ready
to
for
collect
this.
onto the last 2 as well.
I mean, it's in the new Breach Taeho meta, right? It's one of the kind of standard protocols. If you're getting a stun up, you're Armageddoning, you're forcing the team to either die in the ult or run into a spot where they have no real time to collect what angles they need to look after. They can't get utility out. They have to just be gun ready, and it's really awkward. So that is a great little pocket play.
Nongshim get battered everywhere they go. Nongshim get battered everywhere they
Will be
go.
close to their ultimates.
Everywhere they
Some
go.
of these back to the 4-1 split in towards bench. Primi with the op all of a sudden now though. Instant shot fired off, instant stun sent back in.
Yeah, and it's not the dash on out for him either, right? It's just run and have it available still with the saturator by the time. Rolling Thunder in, it's
The
got
ult
locked
and
in an
the
aftershock as well.
aftershock.
And they're in the salvos too, man. They're just destroyed.
Completely consecrated in with the
fuck is
salvos,
going
like you
on?
mentioned. Now Dambi though
What
trying
the
to
fuck?
fire back against Talon.
Fracture
Does have
round.
a bit more space, but is it
Who knows
safe?
what's happening?
That's the question. You still got crews somewhere nearby.
2v1.
You got Primi as well,
3v2,
who
2v1.
can do quite a bit. Thigh in with the incendiaries, not quite sent out either, so all of them just hovering nearby. You've got a minute to work with.
And the thing is, how do you get a plant here as Francis to get the Rolling Thunder to potentially get
That's not what you
Dambi
wanna
into
hear.
the fight to win?
You should know where they
you
both
get
are.
that
You know where the
spike down.
stuns come from.
So they pick up the alt orb.
Yeah, that can be used to buy some time when you want to go for the plant, but you have to set up Dambi here.
Trying to at least.
do they
we can
do, though?
already
Do they
see
try and
Talon
swing out?
backing
Oh.
away from that range. In with the salvos as well, but Dambi looks to get ahead. He's by himself, despite the stuns. Cruz able to collect.
Why did we
Just
need to pick up
Francis
the ult?
now. Oh, he got off the spike plant. 1 on 3, all of them right in front of you, and it's just Thigh with the op
Nongshim
shot
get
through into his head.
battered everywhere they go. Nongshim get battered everywhere they
I'm most impressed
go.
by how quick Talon are
Everywhere
getting out
they
these
go.
cores of
PRX
utility.
Jink. Why are you so mean to us? Don't you believe in W gaming? PRX boss. I only believe W sales, W merch, W money. We are a travel vlog team that accidentally got invited at Reykjavik. We were supposed to sell jerseys that
not working for Nongshim.
Why do you hate PaperX so
Working
much?
out incredibly well for Talon.
100%.
Full Thai squad. They're flowing together as a team. Meanwhile, Nongshim now further splits 2-2 and 1. Given the fact that they don't quite have the buys in this round, this makes sense.
More of a default for them. They can play on the back of the passive approaches here with the pistols that they are expecting that aren't necessarily going to be too quick to get up in your face.
I haven't since map
Well,
1.
playing the distance game,
Talon's
right?
somewhat
And
woke up
spotting out if anybody
and remembered
from
that they
Nongshim get
can
close
play
you.
good
You'll
Valorant,
be
and they
okay
don't
in this
have
sort
to
of
be
round
dog
to
shit.
Continue this flawless defensive run.
Precisely that. So now information gathered just for Jit Boys to try to hold, but ooh, bit of a burst down from Nongshim will be able to take down Jit Boys. That is a weapon picked up, but Primi
Is he ready for this though?
feeling a bit of a pinch though. That's that Sun. He does send it out, but also coming up from the back, it's going to be Ivy who takes Primi out. 2 on 4, and a bit of an opportunity for Nongshim to turn this around on its head.
And now they've got Armageddon and Orbital Strike.
Okay, well Thai though tries to flush the player out of position with that incendiary, but Persia able to avoid it. Salvo's back in as well, and that's going to be the frag. So back to a 2-on-2. Thai with his own orbital as well. Do they know where Margaret is though?
No, not at the moment.
On the other
By their
side,
positioning, but they're going to start to clear things and try.
They
and
have
take out
missiles and
Ivy
all.
with the salvos.
Can he get half though?
That's going
He
to
can
be
get half
tree down,
before
cleared
that.
off.
Half defused.
Margaret
And
coming
he didn't
back
die.
in slowly.
That's so big.
Cruz getting off the spike now, beginning to look somewhere. Armageddon sent out just to buy further time, but Cruz sticks the defuse at the very end of it. Just as the Armageddon collapses onto him. Offshot down as well.
Everywhere they go.
Sitting on top of 7-0.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that Ivy isn't able to get that one out as quick as possible. I mean, I saw the salvos coming, right? There's time for you to get the half defuse there as well. And then there's wind-up time on the Armageddon. Yeah, you can try and get it as close as possible to the spike, but it's just the stick really quickly accumulated.
Chobra,
what's the score?
Chobra, what's the
starting
score?
to become a problem for Nongshim.
Yeah, especially given how all of those ultimates were already spent.
Yeah.
4-1 setup, Sky smoking their way.
Primi's essentially just locking down all of Arcade at the moment with the operator yet again. You've got a forward line being held by Thai in towards A main. Now you're droning out drop. So you've essentially cleared 3 positions around the map as Talon at the moment. You hear some info around A, but again,
You go for the dumb BO.
Stun.
You think that can save you?
For some more information, and now stacking up in towards main. Nongshim though trying to backpedal.
And as Talon right now, you're trying to funnel them in towards more of where your traps are. It's either 3 players contained around
Okay,
the
they
B,
destroyed
or
a
you're
trip.
going into a B site where you've got Jit Boys with these traps available, and you've got Primi who's pretty close with the ultimate
Okay, buddy, can you remind us where you put Nongshim for kickoff predictions?
Salvos out from Ivy, but to no avail. The Salvos just alerted to Jit Boys as to where Nongshim might be heading in from, and now the only option left back into its A main where Thai is able to hold. Dambi though almost for the burst. Coming back in for the slide instead. Back
How are they
into
winning
a
this
2-on-2.
round?
Primi off to the races
Primi
into the
stars
site.
ult.
Gotta get the plant here.
You might just
because
ult
the
him.
flank rotate is eventually coming
Ult him.
out for Primi, for Jit Boys.
too
Here
slow.
comes the ult.
Gotta watch for Margaret as well though, but Primi at least quick to look for that deletion onto a player.
That's where he is, not
Here
planning
comes
for him.
Margaret, takes down Jit Boys by drop.
It's not planning
Primi
for
knows
him.
where
He
he
can
is.
just stick it.
Yeah, and that's where Primi is able to stick it all the way through. Margaret didn't quite hear it, so slowly creeping forward, does find the frag, but once again the round handed over onto Talon.
Oh man, the fact that Primi immediately catches Dambi in the convergent pass, he just funnels right on towards him, and then you recognize, hang on a second, Margaret's just been seen over at Sands. He got the trade. I can just stick this defuse. It doesn't matter if I die after time. We've got the round, and we are absolutely laughing. That is an 8-0 flawless run so far. Kind of questioning a little bit this veto right now from what we're seeing from Nongshim on this attacking side.
Would prefer it if they went to the icebox?
Potentially
Oh
so.
my god, back to back, back to back. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know why I'm having such fun with this. I like Nongshim. I don't have anything against Nongshim. It's just the way that they started losing. Someone just typed Nongshim get battered everywhere they go in the comments, and now I can't get it out of my head. Oh dear. 8-0.
Timeout. They're looking to take more space around Arcade, possibly to find a pinch onto what has been one of the bigger problems. Primi in with a sniper.
But he's not there this time, right? No operator to look at the line. He's going to be running the Outlaw.
And that's just the read
I
from
think it should be
Talon.
Nongshim Glue Force. Yeah, I think Glue Force is the best thing.
Yeah, they're retaking
I mean,
some
Talon
space
just
to
keep
make things a
reacting
little
like
bit
this.
more
They just keep
workable
reacting
for
by
the
pushing the opposite side.
Okay, still though, with the site relegated to Nongshim.
No, again,
Team is happy
he's
to
going
try to
underneath
get
the
spike
Jit Boys
down
again.
Somewhat for free.
Don't have any spike denial this time though.
Utility spent here and there, but
The late lurk from the Cypher
No
should win the
ultimates
round
here
with
for
how
Talon,
slow
right? So
they're
this is
being.
straight up 5 versus 5 standard utility gun round.
where you got
Primi going
Margaret
for this
sneaking up from the
flank
back
makes
as
no
well.
sense.
If his timing
He
is
should go mid.
pristine, he could find advantageous numbers
round over.
for Nongshim, and there it is. 5
Boys
on
is
4.
going to need to get 3 kills here.
Still got to clear a lot of these angles though, and that's time that works to Nongshim's favor.
Jit Boys
He won't check.
slowly clearing out from tunnel. The rest of the Talon squad moving upwards from tree, but
Okay, there you go.
instantly
Yeah,
found
this
by
one,
Dambi. Just
Primi
kill
didn't
left.
help his
He
team
knows where his
there, went the
opponents
wrong
are, but
way.
he's alone, and without
Don't need
much
a third
utility, there's not
flank
much
when
that
we've
he
already
can
got 2
do.
coming from this
Francis
side.
to find the simple trade to put
Probably needed to be a bit
Nongshim
more
on the
brave here, I would say,
board.
Talon overall. They were
Converting on
too
the back
passive.
of their
They could have
timeout,
started
they do
this
so
earlier as
quite
well.
nicely up in towards
Like
the
when they're
side,
actually planting the
and I don't
spike,
know
I think
if
is
it's
when
the
you want to be
idea of
attacking
Talon
this.
to wanting to take
Like
the
you
tree
want to take
space,
this
or if they
1v1
feel
here.
like they're forced to,
Because like the
of
timing that they
hasty
took was
pressure
obvious,
that is built
right?
up
Like
at
no
the
one's on the
arcade
fucking
area.
site. Like
Regardless, you know,
so
you
this
gotta
is
be
like an
clearing
obvious
corners
time
when
to
there's a
take.
Taeho in play. They might not necessarily be on the site. A map like Fracture, you've got a lot of these longer lines.
Had they done it when they
you
were
can fall
planting the
back
spike, that
towards
would have
the
been
likes of,
more
you
of a surprise, I
Breach, a
think.
Taeho, a Brim if they've
I mean, the
got
money
lineups.
actually isn't that good because
Also
they're
around where
scraping
Nongshim
by these
spent
rounds.
too
They actually
much
have a
utility to
judge.
get to site, so
Yeah, but can they do it again? I mean, you got to consider, right? They have to be consecutive now on this attacking side.
that is the question. Nongshim trying to pull off a similar strategy, but on opposite ends of the map. So 1-4, slow creep up into tree. Talon, though.
This time it's not proactive information gaining from Talon. It's more on the passive, shouldering approach, waiting for Nongshim to get in, and then they'll act.
Precisely, especially with those trips at hand. Jitboy still angering down the site, and you also do have Thigh right around the
Playing
corner.
in tower against Breach Tail.
Cruz as well, if he can find a pick or an Altorp, that's going to be Armageddon. Jitboy's
Normally
now
doesn't
with the
work,
judge suddenly sounding off, and that's going to be Nongshim.
Fair enough,
Surprised as
Jitboys.
heck.
Nice
Francis
round.
able to find at least just one, but here comes
And a
Cruz
big win as well
out
with
from
4
the
alive.
spawn area, finding those frags.
Yep, now you've got that ult online for Cruz as well in the next round. 1 away from the orbital from Die. So you think about this is the second last round of the half. You got the last round of the half. You know, those ultimates can be pretty impactful to get you the win condition. So it's just back to the old Talon. Working the map
I love
really
what you want
nicely,
now.
getting a good idea on the positions, and then
Fuck
at the end
me,
of it, when they do
Canate.
relinquish control of the site towards Nongshim, just playing the angles, ready with their crosshairs at the right spots, adjusting for the kills.
Liverpool get battered everywhere they go.
We'll see if Dambi, possibly with this overdrive, could force them into some discomfort.
Yeah, but the thing is, the team really needs to set up Dambi with the overdrive or with the Vandal to find an opening kill, and then consecutively they just need to find more than one.
They're sitting tight for now, trying to bait some utility out from Talon, but still, that's where they get caught.
kill him?
Persia, unfortunately,
No, not
gunned
quite.
down. Dambi tries to slide on through, but Cruz
Doesn't
and Thigh
matter.
all expect it. Finding those shots, finding those frags. It's down to Francis, who finds 1 and 2 outside of the smokes. That's the Rolling Thunder. Sends it through, but Talon
Did hit 2
avoids
of
it.
them.
Now backed into tree.
His teammate
No
though as well.
smokes available. It still is tough for Nongshim to get the spike down safely.
Ivy is low. 30 HP for him. They will dodge a bit of this early utility.
Salvo's back online.
I can use the orbital if he does want to, but it's the 2 versus 3 at the moment. Plant to go down, time to be bought by the orbital, and this allows Jitboys to start to get that flank a little bit closer.
Timing for Jitboys. He knows he can play it safe. At least for now, fault line sent out. But
should be round.
with the peak, Thigh just holds it down right. Francis, 1 against 3. desperately tries to go in for the flicks, the peaks, but still quad being found by Thai.
Every single duel that Nongshim found themselves in that round was essentially a 1vx scenario, right? Pushing out the members of Talon were just ready in crossfires of some sort, whether they're holding hands for the later ones.
It's funny, Arsenal gave up on the league. Had they won yesterday, I actually think that the league would have been back on, but they kind of gave up.
Really well positioned round from Talon there.
The only consolation prize in that round has to be just Persia finding some shots outside of the Sky Smokes, but that's that.
Let's check.
Last round of this first half now, and they're looking to just dump everything into Tree, into this B site, but they get slowed down!
Yeah, that is a huge counter to Danby's speed and haste to just get in towards these sites.
Well, he does kick things into overdrive.
I love
and just
this trip.
continues forward, though. Clears out Tree, Margaret finds one in towards Canteen, and that's Neural Theft.
This will probably be a second round.
Give themselves a couple of seconds to slow it down. If Ivy does get one kill here, Quacky will have Armageddon.
Fixtures.
Oh, okay, Cruz.
Okay, they got West Ham at home. Let's throw away. Never mind. It's over.
Has to watch out for potentially where Margaret could be, but at the same time, you've got Danby continuing forward as well. This throws Talon off balance, trying to reclaim some space outside of Canteen now. Thai and Killua able to find it.
There's no way you lose.
Was there a flash? Still though, now Salvos just to buy a bit more time. Cruz playing off a timing, but no. He's been spotted out and gunned down by Margaret. Thai for the trades, and with the spike ticking away, Thai just continues to flush it down.
We can do an early payout.
Nongshim to collect back on
Unless we have a parlay.
Well,
oh no, we have a parlay. So
the way in which Talon did it,
no early payout
was
within a parlay.
Here on Fracture, seemingly a map that they are extremely comfortable on. Of course, for those that might have missed it, it was against Team Secret that I'm making this reference to, where Talon had 10 rounds on the attack. Kind of
still a tough half there. Let's go home. And we can all sing Nongshim get battered everywhere they go. Over and over and over again. Nongshim get battered everywhere they go. Should I, if it's 12-2, this is how confident I'll be that Talon will win. I'll raid Chobra before the game even ends, and you can all just chant at him, Nongshim get battered everywhere they go. If it's 12-2. Why are you bullying him? So, not 11. Although that would mean they win the pistol. But let it get to 12.
I mean, pretty much all of them that we've
Primy
seen
6 and 6. That's
I wonder if we have a
embarrassing.
tracker for that.
You didn't even get Primied.
We're starting things off with the second half. Let's go, Nongshim. Already trying to gun up for some information.
See, now they might be going for this.
3 players. Cruz knows that he's in a bit of a hot seat right now, so zip lines all the way over onto Dish, where he will rendezvous with his team. Here it comes Primy.
They're going for the cringe
speed
play.
onto top, and he's
Good thing
sticking
Cruz
the plant.
They've got a lot of posts for this
Could
position.
still refract back.
Aftershock,
He's gonna get on it straight away, though.
But they have
Okay,
to use them now
they've beat
early
it.
that Primy's gone.
Yeah, there's the aftershock.
Got
Gets Margaret away off of the spike. Persia still trying to hold close with his off angle where Talon might not expect him. Oh, Killer jumps down, and now the defuse gets stuck all the way through. Danby picking up the round for Nongshim without, kills truly found. Persia now still spamming all the way, just trying to collect as much as possible.
Yeah, it's very big, pistol EDG vibes to come through on that one, right? Where last time we got to see Fracture when we had the Waylay, we saw them get quickly in towards the B site. Similar idea, where you just get your Waylay right on
Refract,
into
yeah,
the
that was a
plant
mistake from
a lot of that post stalling.
the Waylay. He
I don't
definitely
think
should
they
be
expected
refracting.
Margaret to be able to get it to half as quick as they did, right? They're still trying to
I mean,
set
he
themselves
probably
up
doesn't expect
after
someone to
going
be there,
contact
but
in through the drop
even so.
location, in through Dish, to get up, all of the utility, the aftershot, the salvos, the incendiary.
So execution maybe needed to be tweaked a little bit.
If it was 2 milliseconds earlier, it would have worked.
Yeah, possibly. But you're happy if you're Nongshim on this one. Danby now in with the Outlaw, takes out Cruz, locks out this Dish position.
Yep. You're going to funnel them back on over to the other side of the map, in towards the trap that you've got Margaret. And a couple of the supporting cast here for Nongshim as well. He smokes from Persia. Francis as well. Just running in with the Ghost for this round.
Certainly. At least, though, for Talon to try to regroup, go into these CQB positions. Still able to take down Margaret. That could be spike planted.
Well, this is where things get a little bit awkward, yeah, because it is lesser weaponry, but you've given them... Well, actually, you haven't given them the plant, so they can't establish it now.
Good little spam coming out from Francis. Hey, how about that? Now Ivy to hold Canteen, and Talon trying to scramble. Primy, though, very close range, but unfortunately out of the smokes. Instantly spotted.
All Jit boys, this would be impressive.
And this is the
50
round
HP
done.
and a Ghost, 1v4.
I think you're okay with that as Talon.
The greatest clutch in all time.
A little bit more extra money, some up points, but nonetheless.
Talon get battered everywhere they go.
Well, for Nongshim to strike back against Talon.
Well, they essentially have to copy the successes of Talon, right? You know, they have to get not just all the rounds in a row that they managed to do in 8, but the way in which they were doing them, balancing out.
You know one thing
their
that
economy
fucking
to ensure
does
they've
my
got
balls in?
buys, changing positions, you know, a
That
lot of those
busts my
successes were
nuts.
the 1-1-3s
Is when people
or the
don't
4s that's
defuse
taking a
like
lot
when
of
the round's
space
over.
towards, like A, or awkward decisions
And like they just like
arcade
dick
holes as
around
well,
and they just
you know,
tap the spike
Primy,
over and over again.
Huge success on a lot of those spots, so lock it down, get activated in the duels.
At least so far in these 2 attacking rounds, it's not really quite there yet.
In ranked. Not in
So
pro.
This is going to be a really important one for Nongshim to try and get back in towards this
In
game
ranked.
first and foremost.
I just think
You know,
like what?
1 foot in front of the
Why?
other.
Fair enough.
Like it.
Primy,
What are
though,
you getting out of
Oh,
that?
so quick. Light speed, and Ivy
I'm not
was
getting
not
anything
prepared
from
for
it.
this.
No, and I mean the kills for Primy
That was a
don't
nice little play.
really show it too hard at the moment in, you know, the 7 I believe he's got so far. But the space and the
It's like
pressure
FIFA not skipping
that he's
Sally.
built for his
No, but that's
team here.
funny.
Right? All of a sudden, look at the minimap.
That can be funny.
Nongshim's thinking, I got to stack up on this A site. And that leaves B a little bit more open. Cruz beginning to investigate. I think he spotted out Dampy. A possible pinch shot from Jit Boys now, but Dampy with the movement! What was that?
It's what we were missing. It's what he loves to do on this Neon. And when Primy's not around to
You're gonna call them
slow him
back to
up
B,
or-
surely.
Well, regen shield for now, so he's
Well,
down
you've
to
walked
about
all the way through
30.
B.
You could still die to a single bullet, and
Yeah, but
Cruz is hunting
Make some
for him.
noise
You
on
don't
A.
know that Cruz has slipped through here, unfortunately.
that's right.
So it's a kill, it's all the space, it's an audible call. They can set themselves up
This
for
should be hard to
a
lose
post plant
now.
to their
Got
heart's
so much
content. They
space.
can plant wherever they want.
Fault line, incendiary salvos again. You just got to make sure that Nongshim
And-
does not stick to spike.
Gotta saturate too. That'll
Okay.
just slow you up. I mean,
Well, if he is within range, Primy, at least for now, trying to hold out towards south side. Nongshim all towards the north. We do have Francis around Canteen, and he's trying to set something up with possibly the flashes in the fault line. He's got a full kit.
Yep. They
Got to help out tower at least.
Gotta get a wriggle on.
There's the fault line. Cruz gets ahead of it, but still Margaret able to find the frag. Now Francis's position alerted, but here comes Primy in with a stun. Somewhat lands, not quite. They
Body block incendiary.
dispersed. Incendiary lands just in the nick of time, and still Primy able to find the frag at the end of it. Talon will move forward to 11.
That's so funny.
Attempted body block of it, but you got stunned up as
Oh, they
well,
went
which
for
makes
the
it a little
body
bit more
block and they
difficult. But
just
then
got-
you've also just got guns ready for the Talon members to start to shoot.
This
So,
is a crazy composition.
crazy comp.
Yeah, for the attack, you got so much in post-plant utility.
Yeah, it's, you know, old post-plant vibes on Bind where you'd never see your enemy. You just only play post-plants.
Oh my god, look at that though.
It kind of, you know, doesn't have any weight in the round, really, does it? Because the post is just that much stronger from Talon.
Just saying, it looks cool.
It does look cool, but
Put that one for the TikToks. But still,
convert it into a range.
Woke nonsense? No, I would say this kind of post plant is. I would say this is old school Brexit post plant. Is what that is.
You go for a little bit of a soft handshake towards
Woke
the
nonsense would
tree.
be. What's the woke
Reposition
nonsense of
yourselves as
Valorant?
well for an arcade, and you see nobody there.
one of the last possible few. Camera for Talon.
Woke nonsense would be like farming
Camera for
ultos.
Nongshim as well into its A main.
This should give Nongshim an idea.
Woke nonsense is
where
like
Talon are
denying
around
someone
that,
an
right? So
ace
see
so that
anything
you can
north side,
farm
you've
ultos
not
more
got your trap
efficiently.
wire popped over at drop. So you
That's
know that they'll
Valorant
either
woke
be
nonsense.
At tree or they're A lobby. And the bait plays at the moment are trying to draw rotations towards this B site.
Be entirely right about both.
And Nongshim are second guessing themselves. This is a fake by Primy.
Oh, and that's exactly what he can do as the Waylay. This is beautiful for Talon.
But now Nongshim are starting to rotate back to the B site where Talon are looking to transition to.
Yeah, they're already in position. In terms of timing, Talon's kind of got the drop on this one. And thanks to that, Cruz finds a trap on towards Francis. Persia, though, alongside Dambi and Ivy trying to anchor down. 30 seconds and Talon has to push up. Relay Bolt, and that slows them down. You're running out of time, Talon. Persia in for the spams. Orbital Strike ripped and ready to let go. But Dambi holds the slight sliver. Double found. Persia coming back in. Thigh out to frag everything out, but you're not able to collect on the final one. Persia stands tall.
Okay, let's delay this game a bit. Why not?
You also understand why he wants to try and get that spike plant down. Just not expecting Persia at the end there. Imagine a world in which I was able to clutch that.
That's the thing sometimes when you fake it. It's like, if you don't fake it with enough, no one's buying it.
For Nongshim fans out there,
people will start going to the other side if you just fucking waylay dash them.
Number 12, they've still got a sliver of space here. They can provide themselves in the map. And what some successful early conditions are going to be, gathering the map control at 1 or 2 locations around the map, seeing if Talon are going to be there. These are the rounds that you want to just hold everything towards the next as well, given that it is the pistols of Talon.
It is possible. Well, we will start off with early version of Dambi. Yes. At least still with the relays will
didn't even know there was a wall to get caught
find Jit Boys. Meanwhile, Talon looking to aggress in towards B Tower. The Saturate finds its mark yet again. Margaret, though, it does take a bit of time, and now he's back online where he finds the collateral. In with the Phantom, in with the third kill.
11-6.
Dambi for one apiece as well.
Yeah, even whilst hindered though, the cage is providing
Bro, I mean, both these teams' attack sides
get out of dodge there and hold true.
Their attack win rates haven't been very good.
It was against those pistols, right? So these are the sort of rounds that you really shouldn't be losing too much. They'll only say goodbye to Persia in that round, so it's one gun that they need to buy on up. But more importantly here, Quack, it's these
They've both essentially had one okay attack off, and the rest have been
what
awful.
Space around the map they want to hold, or how to re-get space if they give anything up and Talon find it.
There's quite a bit that you could possibly do if you're Nongshim, though. I mean, well,
get
ultimates are beginning to come online from both teams.
This does feel like a battle of mid, yes, like where both teams have some okay moments, but both teams also have some pretty fucking dog moments.
Defensive side up through the dish that'll get destroyed, but the one over to the B side for Talon
Could be a free
all
kill.
the way to find all of the info and space. Dambi just caught unawares off guard on an island. And now you've got all the information from this neural theft to potentially even just speed things up to B. And look at that, immediately being sent in there. And Jetboy's position is gorgeous.
Masterful play, and the stars align for Talon to set this up towards a series point. Margaret, though, will try his darndest to fend that off. Spike down as he holds the off angle against B Tower. His own neural theft being sent out as well. Now beginning to peek out, trying to catch them unawares, but still, Cruz and Thigh happy to hold.
Why are we even
high
attacking
low
that? You should
find that 12
I think the better play is to try and get offside. Kill fucking Jit Boys.
The flank, so that's why they're going for the 2 versus 2 tower play, but low on HP and not really able to find it. Map point.
No, I sound right if it was 12-2.
Talon.
At 12-6, I'm not putting it past Talon to be that shit.
It's just an incredible round, especially coming out from Jit Boys. A little bit unfortunate for Dambi to kind of get sussed out, but that's the price that you got to pay at the very end of it. Talon looking to close this one out. Dambi pulling out the op.
Yeah, it was something that was really successful for Premi to get on a couple of lines and be a bit of a scare tactic as well, right? Now Dambi's going to
bro, why would you ever trust Talon with anything?
Bit of a difference in duelists. I wouldn't call it a duelist diff, though.
At the very least, it is one less problem to deal with. Frontline as well now, just to...
If he gets to 12-11, I'll raid him.
And you got to remember, too, you talk about ults starting to come online, right? Look at what Talon have to play with. They don't need to invest them here. But if they do, they will get them back if Nongshim run this deep gauntlet.
Always got to watch for Francis, though. He's been one of the pivotal players, especially when he's holding up towards Canteen. Right now, undetected, still hiding in the sky smoke. Dabby might have been flushed off, but he repositions around the drops.
Excuse me.
And that's
Jit Boys, 20 bullets.
Cleaning things up just a bit. You got the salvos as well to possibly flush Francis out of position now, and that's going to be the fault lines that have already eliminated. Now back into the site, Killua flushes himself out, spots out the next player. Margaret in for a trade. Down to Jit Boys and Margaret. Cypher versus Cypher.
No cage.
It's not blinded
Sticking
for him.
halfway, he must have heard
Not
it.
again.
Oh, he got off.
Gets off at the right time, but Jit Boys!
GG. Okay.